Welcome, Manhood Academy students, to another episode of Manhood Academy Podcasting. We have a full class today. We got BZS, we got Boggles, we got DKO, we got Care Bear Stare, we got DVP, we got Hibernia, the Big L, Tim Will, Trapezoid Guy, and Blue. All right, let me just get back here. We're going to be on podcasting topics right now. If anybody, watch this, Gordon, D-Y-N-E, look at my subtle hint, wants to join the podcast now in session, get your Skype on. And how about, instead of how do you know a girl's typing? There's 3 exclamation marks. But how do you know?
Exclamation points after every sentence.
Right, but how do you know Plum's typing? There's 5,000 exclamation points. That's how you know.
If anybody, Gordon, parentheses.
If Gordon wants to join the podcast now in session, get your Skype on. Okay, let's get to it. Oh wait, we have new students in class, right? For the first time, who's the first time students here?
Yes, BZS.
BZS, are you first? You're the first. Okay, you're the first timer. Let's see. Oh, I didn't even see you posted your intro too. Let's get right to it. We're gonna skip podcast topics and go right to your intro. Go to matriculation section. Go to BZS. BZS, go ahead and read your intro. Go for it. Wait, Trapezoid Guy. Oh, and also Trapezoid Guy posted his intro. We'll have to get to both of these. All right, BZS, hit it.
All right, let's do this. Here we go. So the title's I need to break out of a self-help cycle.
Yeah.
And let's get started.
Need to break out of the Tony Robbins cycle. Let's go.
So my social interaction growing up was very repressed. I attended Catholic school from 5th grade all the way through high school.
Do they make you wear the Catholic schoolgirl outfit? What's the uniform?
No, they had they had a uniform with just.
Oh no! I'm thinking of something. Guys have the blue pants and the white shirt, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
exactly.
Yeah.
Answer us a question. Are Catholic schoolgirls as scandalous as the rumors say?
When you get older, yeah. Like in high school,
Okay.
you tend to be, but,
Yeah. Okay. Keep going.
I guess I'll just keep going. So the influence of the teachers, nuns, and priests was like a constant barrage of shame and an endless attack on my personality. Many of my natural attempts to express myself, like making my classmates laugh and flirting with the girls in my class, resulted in public humiliation from my teachers. Some of the teachers would openly accuse me of flirting with the girls right in front of everyone in class.
That's why they shouldn't have guys and girls in the same class.
Exactly.
That's the whole point of having a chick in a skirt.
At home, I was always disciplined if I got too loud. My mother and father were teachers by trade and were constantly correcting many of my attempts to express myself. They were always very focused on me getting good grades and would scold me if I received anything less than an A or B at the very worst. At times, it felt like I never left school even when I got home. Alright, so
it felt like you're at Manhood Academy even when you got home, right?
Yeah, kind of ridiculous.
Okay.
My social problems started right around the time I entered middle school, which was also Catholic. I began questioning my own opinions and instincts since they caused me so many inconveniences, both at school and at home. I started looking at the kids around me and try to emulate their behavior to try to be cool. As a result, I felt like I was always trying to figure out the right thing to say without offending anyone. I stopped talking and would say very few things. Everyone just accepted it and would simply tell me I was so quiet.
Well, you don't sound so quiet. You sound very, definite when you're reading.
Yeah. I kind of grew out of that, but when I was younger, it was always very kind of, just always thought about what I had to say first, and it was always pretty stressful.
Okay, gotcha.
By the time I entered high school...
Holy shit, this thing is long. Okay, let's skip to the good parts here.
Alright.
Senior year, everything changed, 18, by the time I got the acceptance in local college, then IDs, didn't realize the dangerous self-destructive cycle, eventually I can predict my relationship. Okay, let's skip to eventually. Sounds like there's a relationship going on here.
Yeah, let's see.
Eventually, as I'm sure you can predict.
So my relationship with my girlfriend collapsed totally.
Whoa.
Oh, shit.
What?
Whoa. Should I just keep reading?
Yeah, keep going.
Alright, so we began cheating with each other, and I lost all my authority in my relationship. She would accuse me of being a horrible father and question my manhood. We eventually broke up. This was during my 3rd year in college. My girlfriend moved out and took my son with her. After the breakup, I continued to visit him.
Hold on.
Yep.
Whose echo's on? Everybody have your speakers turned down?
It's BZS, I think. Is it me?
No, it's Plum. His thing keeps going off.
Hello. Anybody hear echo on my end?
Yeah.
Damn it!
I couldn't hear anything he said. It was so loud.
Echo, echo, echo. Delta, delta, delta. Tango, tango, tango. Do you read me? Copy. Over, over, over.
The test is when we speak, not when you speak. The echo
Interesting.
comes when we speak.
Well, how can you don't hear echo when I'm talking? I don't understand.
No. It's coming from you.
You're not going to hear echo when you're speaking. You're going to hear echo when the others are talking.
Well, I can kind of hear you guys cutting in and out a little bit, but it's manageable. I gotta record this thing, so as long as I hear it, then it's okay. It's okay to me. If you guys got echo, too bad. Sorry. I don't know what to tell you. You have to bear with it. We got more people on. Skype is not 100% yet. We'll have to wait for the technology to improve.
Before. What
it was nice before.
Echo all of a sudden.
I don't know, man. I don't know. I just want to be in class. I just
People
not
need
want to
mute
screw up
their
class.
microphones when they're not talking.
Oh yeah, I think that's a good idea.
Okay. Ready?
Yeah.
I stuck my hand up and I put a tinfoil hat on. Let's go. Come on.
Alright, here we go. So I still hear an echo, but we eventually broke up. This was during my third year in college. My girlfriend moved out and took my son with her. After the breakup, I continued to visit him and spend on a regular basis, but not half as much as I really wanted to. Somehow throughout this time, I managed to keep a small group of friends. I came across Neil Strauss' book, The Game, and I began reading everything that had to do with pickup. I got some of my buddies into the seduction community, and we began running routines on sets at the local clubs and bars. Eventually, I began getting the hang of it and began successfully picking up women. Eventually, I met a high-quality girl that I liked and began to date her exclusively.
Hold on. I like when the seduction community says, quote, quote, high-quality woman. Basically mean like hot chick, right?
Hot chick, but also she's just had a lot of personality and really high-quality girl in the sense that she had her shit together, and we got along really well.
High quality. Okay. Gotcha.
So I graduated college, moved out of my hometown, and moved in with her. So it's now 3 years later, and I find myself unemployed, attending classes online, and feeling some of that old social anxiety come back.
Welcome to online class at Manhood Academy.
Thank you. I'm still together with my girlfriend, but my lack of social competence has prevented me from making new friends, and I find myself again isolated. As a result, I recently began opening up some of my old pickup books, and I realized that this is dysfunctional behavior. I need something to correct this behavior once and for all. Alright, so I'm here because throughout most of my life, I have felt that the person I truly am inside hasn't been good enough. As a result of my self-rejection, I have resorted to following the advice of pickup gurus, only to engineer a fake and synthetic version of myself that ultimately doesn't satisfy my needs and the needs of those around me. I clearly am not qualified to get myself out of this endless cycle. I'm not 25 and I'm not seeing an end to this. I'm hoping to get the help I need to break out of my self-destructive cycle of dysfunctional behavior. After reading the principles of social competence, I'm hoping that the Manhood Academy can provide me with the training I need to begin enforcing my authority and having my expectations met, both for the good of others and myself.
Yeah!
So that's it.
You're not wearing one of those mystery cat in the hats right now, are you?
No, I got rid of that a while back ago.
Okay, thank God, because we don't allow hats in class. Okay. Well, welcome. Your story is... Let me think if I can think of anybody else with your story. Well, there's a couple guys in here that have girlfriends. The relationship imploded. Loss of authority. Tough to make friends. We got a couple guys, I think, like that on here. All right, welcome to the Academy. Let's get started. We're going to go to... Oh, wait. Almost forgot. Trapezoid guy.
Trapezoid guy?
Yeah.
That's me.
Yes, that's you.
Alright, I'm looking at my intro here. Do you want me to read it?
Hell yeah, let's get to your intro. Is it super, super long? Where is it?
It's pretty long.
Oh, damn it. You guys, they're long intros. These are good for reading, but not good for podcasts. Let me see here. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, well, guess what? We're not gonna use the time to read this because it's pretty long. I'm actually gonna read this. But give me the summary. Give me the 3-sentence summary of this.
Okay, here's the 3-sentence summary. Nerdy tech guy, little experience in social interactions, figured out, there was some help in the pickup community, like most people do. Went and did that thing, got some relationships, still not enforcing, authority and a core expression, and I'm here to fix that.
Okay, good. Yeah, the problem with the pickup community is they're very, Band-Aid oriented. They're like, you do this thing, you do this behavior, you wear these types of clothes, you can attract a woman initially. But ultimately, if you don't know how to exercise your authority over a woman, there isn't that deep attraction built. And that's why these relationships always end. That's why these gurus can't, keep a girl around, because they don't have that ability to make the girl fall in love very deeply, because they can't say no to a girl. If you can't say no to a girl, you're always going to be emphasizing the reward aspect of a relationship, which is, I like what you're doing for me, here's a reward. But if you can never tell a girl, I don't like what you're doing for me, if you can never tell her no, she will not fall deeply in love with you. That love is not secure without the no part of the equation. You have the yes part. Yes, do this. Yes, I like this. But if you can't say no, don't do this. No, I don't like this. She will never fall deeply in love with you. The deepest love a girl can feel for you is always started once you start telling her the no side of the equation. If you're always telling her the yes side or just providing for her, if you're providing for her needs, who's wrestling, by the way? Hold on. Who's wrestling around?
That's Bear Star.
Care Bear. You fucking wrestling Indian guy.
This is the third time in a row.
Yeah, you motherfucker. Stop wrestling. God damn it, you're in class.
See the packet chips.
Yeah, stop. Put the chips down. Take your hands off whatever you're wrestling and sit still.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Motherfucker. Okay, so when you're providing for a woman, you're meeting her needs. You're like, let's say you're taking care of a girl. Let's say you make the majority of the income or whatever, and you're providing for the food, for the rent, taking her out places, etc. So you're taking care of her physical needs. You're emotional. You have an emotional relationship with her. So you have the yes part covered. She will fall in love with you. She will be like, oh, this is a sweet guy. I like what he's doing for me. I like he's providing for me. He's so nice to me. He meets my needs. I love this guy. There is going to be some love for him there. But because there is no boundary on the relationship, because you can't say, no, don't do this. No, don't act like a bitch here. No, you should be doing this. No, I expect this behavior from you, not this behavior over here. Unless you can put the brakes on her, unless you can put boundaries on her, she will not fall deeply in love with you. There is a distinct difference between the type of love created by meeting a provision, by saying yes to something, by saying, oh, I love you, you look so beautiful, you make me feel great. There is a difference between that type of love where you get an emotional response. You're like, oh, this guy thinks I'm so great. He thinks I'm such a wonderful person. Oh, I feel warm and happy. He makes me feel good feelings. There is a distinct difference between that type of love and the love that's created by a guy who goes, here's your boundary. Here's your limitation. I'm enforcing it. That type of love is so much deeper. And you guys won't understand the difference until you're able to put a boundary or a limitation on somebody. You will realize the love is so much deeper. And how can you tell? Practically speaking, because your expectations, there is less of a struggle to get your expectations met. There's always bargaining. If you're just a guy who's saying yes to a girl, or yes to even a guy in another relationship, you're always the guy that says, yes, hey guys, I'm going to be the one paying for all the food. I'm going to be the one taking us all to all these different places. So you could just expect stuff from me. You're just basically like you're the host and everybody else is leeching off of you. Well, they're not going to respect you. They may like the things you give them, but ultimately, when push comes to shove, they're not going to respect you. And if they don't respect you, there's not that deep affection for you, even like in a bro relationship. Same thing happens with a woman. If you have no boundaries on your provision, if your provision isn't conditional, meaning, look, I'm going to meet all your necessities, all your physical needs, all your emotional needs, etc. But if you're not doing what I tell you to do, I'm going to cut off that provision. If you're not willing to do that, and if you can't do that, if you can't enforce that, that chick is always going to be seeing you as an option. That chick is always going to be somewhat attached, but not ultimately strongly attached to you. And again, you will not know this until you start enforcing your expectations. So a lot of you are learning that. You're in the process of learning that right now. You're in the mini process of getting your expectations met with, with your peers, with people at work, girls you're meeting. So you're starting to get a hint of what that's like. All right. Let's see. What did we want to cover now? We want to go to the first podcast topic section. Okay, so wait. Back to who was I talking to? Trapezoid guy.
Yes.
Trapezoid guy, you there?
Yes, I'm right here.
Yes. Okay, so nerdy guy, and then what?
Let's see. Nerdy guy.
PUA.
PUA.
Ooh-ah.
Yeah. I'm sorry. Let me get back to my point. I lost track for a second. So the PUA community, the pickup artist community, the seduction community, mystery method,
I teach a lot of yes.
David D'Angelo, Neil Strauss, those type of guys who are writing books about how to seduce women in 10 minutes. So what they're doing is putting a Band-Aid on all the symptoms that are cropping up. Like, if your girl is saying this to you and she's not, or she's not attracted, you need to do X, Y, and Z to attract her. So these are all superficial types of attraction that are giving you kind of like the appearance of an attractive guy. For instance, there's a school of thought called cocky funny from, pioneered by David D'Angelo, where you're supposed to be X amount parts of cocky and also funny. And this gives the illusion of a guy with authority, because the cocky part is saying, I care about my expectations more than I care about your expectations. So it's kind of mimicking the thought of, here's your limitation. I'm in charge. I'm saying no to this because I'm in charge. I'm giving you limitations and my expectations here. So that's kind of mimicking that part. And the funny part is, here, I'm a humorous guy. I'm a clown to please you. So I'm kind of covering the yes part of the relationship, where I'm kind of trying to meet your needs, your social needs. So there's two parts going on, but the only problem is they're just very superficial. After you get past the cocky and the funny part, and you're in a real relationship where that bullshit doesn't work, now suddenly the woman's seeing through that, because now if you have a fight, you can't use cocky funny in a fight. If you tell a joke, or you just, you try to act cocky in a fight, ultimately you still have the problem of the competing expectations. She wants to do one thing, you want to do another thing, and you don't know how to enforce your expectation practically. So being cocky and funny isn't going to help you at that point. So a lot of these guys can start an initial relationship with a girl, but keeping her attracted, if you're not able to put that boundary on her, you're always an option to her. She can always meet another guy who's funnier than you, another guy who's cockier than you, another guy who's, who has more money, who has a more expressive personality. So you're an optional guy. You're never a guy she feels attached to that's essential. When you can tell a girl no, you become an essential guy. You become an essential guy who's part of her life, like a necessity. So that is the difference between being a guy who is just a yes guy who meets all her needs, I should say not all her needs, but meets her provision needs, versus a guy who is a no guy who can also say, here's a limitation, here's an expectation, here's what I expect from you. And if you don't do this, you're going to get punished. I'm going to enforce this expectation. So you need to be both types of guys. You need to be able to reward somebody who's meeting your expectations, and you need to be able to punish somebody who isn't meeting your expectations. If you can't do either, number one, if you can't reward, nobody's going to have a reason to follow your expectations. But if you can't punish, then your expectations are meaningless. They're just on paper. They're hopes. They're whims. They're not expectations that you can enforce. So ultimately, you become a flimsy, meaningless guy. For instance, if DVP says, hey, everybody, I expect you to give me your Skype contact info, and somebody says, I don't want to give you my Skype contact info, and DVP says, come on, please. Now he's saying, I can't enforce my expectation. If there's no punishment that he can give to you to make his expectation meaningful, he will be like a guy giving empty threats. He's like a parent saying, if you don't do this, I'm gonna punish you really badly. Right? The kids know after 2 or 3 times whether a parent means business or not. And if the parent doesn't mean business, they're going to take advantage of that. And they're going to slowly lose respect for that parent, and that relationship is just going to crumble. It's going to wane. It's going to erode. If there's no boundary, relationships are not static. They either go forward or go downhill, one or the other. They're not going to stay in a neutral position. So if you're not setting those boundaries, your relationship is already eroding from the start. It may feel great at the beginning. You feel like, oh, I just attracted this girl. The relationship's going to be awesome. We're fully in love. No. If you're not able to set that boundary, that relationship is already going downhill. It's just so subtle and gradual, you're not going to realize it. It's going to be a year or 2 years later. You're going to be having a fight. You can't enforce your expectation. At that point, she just starts looking around. She starts talking to other guys. Eventually, she'll feel that same feeling for other guys. Oh, I'm attracted to this guy. Oh, suddenly I just don't want to be with you anymore. Right?
Yeah.
It's going to be, oh, I met a new guy. Sorry. No, she didn't meet a new guy. What happened is you weren't able to enforce your expectations, so she wasn't bonded to you as strongly as you thought.
And that's exactly what happened in a previous relationship I talk about there in the intro, and that's what I'm starting to see happen in my current one. So, well, thank you.
That's the bad news. The good news is, once you realize how to start enforcing your expectations, you realize girls become super attached to you. Like if I have a girlfriend and, she's going out to a bar or something, or I don't know, for whatever reason, I wouldn't let her go out to a bar by herself, but if she were to go talk to somebody at work and guys will flirt with her, like she's super beautiful, and there's, one of these actors was sitting on her from what was that movie, from Blade? That one dude who's the vampire in Blade.
Wesley Snipes?
Yeah, but I think it was
Oh,
Blade.
no, he's not the vampire.
Yeah, there's another episode in Blade, I think it was Blade 2 or 3, I forget which one, but the main vampire guy was, they were working together. She's a makeup artist, and he was hitting on her and whatever. I didn't care. It didn't matter to me because I was a guy who could say no. So there's guys will flirt with your girl, but ultimately, if she's attached to you, it doesn't matter. Whereas if you're a guy who isn't able to say no in your relationship, there's no attachment. You should worry. Another guy can come along and take her from you. So that is the difference between a guy who can say yes and a guy who can say no. Okay, podcasting topic number 1. So we're on podcasting topics, page 1, very top. It says failure to deal with opposing expectations equals failure to build a relationship. Whoa, what a coincidence. We just talked about that. Sweet. Failure to address the expectations of others, reciprocating, answering, acknowledging comments equals failure to build relationships. Okay, so this has concerned me because when I'm leaving comments on your expression posts, especially in your expression posts, and also in your EM reports, on the forum, whatever, there are students that talk to you or leave comments to you, and you don't comment back. You don't acknowledge them. What's the problem with that?
You're not reciprocating.
You're not reciprocating the relationship. You're not giving the other person a reason to meet your expectations. So, for instance, if I say, hey, I want this post done this way, or a lot of times I ask you guys questions, how are your relationships with the other students? The reason I ask that is because if you're not initiating a relationship with another student you don't know, or you're not taking the time to acknowledge the other student making comments to you, especially if they're trying to help you with something, then you're not moving the relationship forward. You're not meeting the relationship needs of the other person. So if I'm leaving, I've left students like DKO, I've left numerous comments on DKO's posts without a single acknowledgement.
Yeah.
So it doesn't mean my need for the relationship. So DKO is fucking up our relationship. Consequently, when DKO says stuff in his posts, I don't give a fuck about them. There's no relationship built. The importance of a relationship is not realized by a lot of students in here. For instance, new guy, trapezoid guy, likes to go in the chat room, and he likes to post about his girlfriend. Oh, this huge tragic thing is happening with me and my girlfriend. Meanwhile, he's a new student, no student introduction, no relationships created with any of the other students. It's like saying, oh, I stepped in dog poop today. Who cares? Nobody has a relationship with you, so nobody has a reason to care about what's happening to you. Maybe there's a novelty factor. If you got struck by lightning, somebody might care. Oh, I got struck by lightning. Oh, interesting fact. But ultimately, if there's no relationship with other students, you yelling like a chicken with your head cut off, oh, my girlfriend's leaving me, oh, this tragic point is happening, oh, we're having a fight, oh, it's super important. Nobody gives a fuck. There's no relationship built. Trapezoid guy. You're like a chick, assuming that everybody cares about your situation. You're like chicks will talk to you, they'll come up to you out of the blue, and be like, well, Tommy said this to Billy, and then Mary was like, oh, she was so hurt by it, but I was defending Mary, and Tom was just like, oh, I don't care about that. Do you believe that? And your response is, what the fuck are you talking about? Why should I even care about this? What's the problem? No relationship. No context given. Hey, this thing is happening in my life. And before even that, there is no, hey, I want to form a relationship with you. How are you doing? I did this thing. I enjoy these things. I like hanging out here. I want you to hang out with me. What's going on in your life? There's no relationship built up. If there's no relationship built up, there's no reason to care about what's going on in your life. So a lot of you students will have you'll come to the academy thinking, oh, I'm just going to learn a social skill or two. Not realizing that this academy is one gigantic relationship. Do you realize when you join Manhood Academy, you're joining a relationship with every other student on here. Everything you do is going to affect every other student on here. This is like a society. You moved into the society. You moved in next door. So you're either going to be the serial killer or you're going to be the good neighbor who everybody wants to borrow a cup of sugar from. If you're not that person, you're nobody. You're a speed bump in the relationship. Part of learning social competence here is learning how to get into a relationship with every student here that you don't know. If you check right now and you go, look, I've been in the academy for a while, or I'm just joining the academy, and I don't know how to form the relationship with the students, or I haven't taken the time to form a relationship with the other students, you are failing. You are flunking the academy. Guys that have been here for a while, DBP, how's your relationship with the other students?
Pretty good with most of them. most of them here. There are a few I don't talk to regularly, like Mr. Care Bear, Tim Williams, and I just got with Hexagon guy.
Okay, well, your relationship is failing then. Why aren't you talking to Care Bear Stare? He's not your cup of tea, right? He's a guy you don't like, right?
No.
Tell me why.
Well, because he speaks with, he talks like he graduated the academy already, giving orders and everything.
Okay, so there's a problem with a relationship. What are you doing to fix the relationship? Or what are you doing to steer his behavior?
Nothing.
Okay, so you're not learning to direct his behavior, which is going to come up in any relationship you have. Even with a girl you like, or a guy you like, they're going to do something at some point to annoy you or piss you off. And if you don't know how to direct their behavior, to say, I don't like this, I want this to happen, if you can't do that, if you can't enforce your expectations, you're failing in the relationship. You're going to fail in every relationship. Okay. So, Mr. Care Bear represents for you a person with a competing expectation. Have you said, hey, knock that shit off. I don't like it when you do this.
Yes, I have.
And?
Didn't work.
Gotta keep going then.
Yep.
It's not a one-time thing. People are going to screw up multiple times in your relationships. You have fucked up multiple times in class. Boggles, one of my oldest students, is the worst student in the academy. He's writing a fucking 20-page paper right now because he fucked up in class. So you can see I'm still actively directing his behavior. And as a result, I have a great relationship with Boggles. As much as I fucking punish Boggles, we have such a great relationship because I'm actively shaping it. I'm saying, look, Boggles, stop fucking off in class. I expect this from you. And as a result, how is our relationship together, Boggles?
It's getting better.
Yeah, it's always getting better. Do we hang out sometimes?
Yes.
Yes, we do. Why would we even hang out? If I'm punishing you, if I'm giving you 20-page papers, why would we hang out?
I mean, you're punishing me so that it's better. I fix myself, and it's better when we have a better time.
Yeah, you notice progressively since we first met, which is like pulling teeth, compared to now, it's much more enjoyable to hang out with you.
Yeah. I mean, I can be more thoughtful, and when you punish me, I write more.
Yeah, when me and you and DKO hang out, it was a much better time. I'll give you another example. DKO, shy guy. Classic shy guy, right? A mumbler. A fucking nerdy guy. First time we hung out, you, me, and DKO, this guy's like a silent chick, just sitting in the background. But the second time we hung out, because I'm trying to direct his behavior, and you're trying to direct his behavior, and we're making comments to him, he opened up. And it was much more enjoyable to talk to him, because we're taking an active hand in shaping the behavior we don't like, and telling him what we do expect.
Yeah.
And now, the relationship's better. How do I know the relationship's better? I like hanging out with him more. If I don't like hanging out with him, something's wrong in my relationship management skills.
Yeah.
So all the students here, this isn't like in the real world where if you don't like somebody and they're fucking around and you don't have a reason to meet your expectations, like they're an asshole coworker or something, it's much more difficult to shape their relationship with them. But if they're forced to interact with you for some reason, they're on a project with you, or they work in the very same environment with you, it's much more easier to shape the relationship because they have to be there. And if they have to be there and interact with you, then you have a better opportunity to shape that relationship, to tell them what you don't like and what you do like, what you expect. But because everybody here at Manhood Academy is forced into the same environment, we have an unnatural artificial situation here in that we are in a relationship by default. Boggles, is your microphone humming?
I don't think it's mine. You think?
Somebody is humming. Oh, there we go. Stopped. All right. So we're in a relationship by default. This is a good thing because this forces us to learn how to manage the relationships with the other students. This is like if everybody around you right now in your real life was forced to deal with you. You would either improve your relationships or your social incompetence would be exposed. Here at Manhood Academy, because every student here is forced to be in a relationship with you, and I force relationships, you notice I don't let people sit by idly. If they're posting on the forum, I force a relationship. How do I do that?
Reply to their posts.
I reply to their posts. If they don't reply to me, what do I do, especially if they don't reply to me?
You punish them.
How do I do that?
You change the post.
Ignore us.
I ignore you?
No, you make your posts harsh.
I make my posts harsh. I sometimes edit your posts. Sometimes people will post long posts. I can't remember if it was NC State or Trees and X. Somebody's microphone is buzzing. Cover your microphone, whoever's buzzing. There we go. Who is that? Somebody's buzzing. It's driving me nuts. okay, this is me managing the relationship. The buzzing is bothering me. It's violating my expectation. Instead of letting it go by, I handle it. So if somebody's not responding or somebody's continually ignoring my directions, I'll let them make a super long post that they fall in love with. Oh, look at this super long 2-page post. And I'll just fuck with it. I'll just edit it and say, hey, I'll edit it and say, oh, I just ignored Professor Plum. And all your hard work, flush down the toilet. Why? Because I care about my expectations. And if you are violating my expectations, believe me, I am a person who will enforce my expectations on you. So either you will get into a fit and drop out of the academy, or you will realize I am in charge here, and there are certain expectations you are going to meet if you're going to be here in a relationship with me. Do you see how I force your hand? A person who knows how to manage a relationship will always put the other person to a decision. This is almost like the same principle in poker. They always tell you, you got to put your guy to a decision if you're playing poker with him. It's the same principle here. If you're managing a relationship properly, everybody will always be put to a decision when they interact with you. If people are not, if people are in a position where they don't have to make a decision, if you act neutrally towards them and you give them a way out, you are not helping the relationship at all. People should always be put towards a decision when they're interacting with you. You should not be a passive person riding along in a relationship. If something is bothering you, if something is not meeting your social need in a relationship and you're not dealing with it, your relationship is going down with that person. So, for instance, Boggles, how's your relationships with the other students at the academy?
Not good enough.
Not good enough. Why?
Not good at all, I think.
Not good at all. Why?
I don't have enough incentive to, like most of these guys, they have the social expectations and getting it like across, like, hey, grow up. They don't have incentive to listen to me.
Right, but what's the problem?
I don't convey enough of my reactions and stuff. And the way I manage my expectations, like I get frustrated instead of being thoughtful and doing it properly, like the ebook says, punishing properly, then rewarding. I just get frustrated because I let it build and then I do it. So
yes, the problem is for a lot of guys, there's a violation of your expectations and you kind of laugh it off. You kind of think, oh, that's just one thing, it'll go away. Instead of being a guy who nips it in the bud, you let it fester, and then it builds up 2 or 3 or 4 violations later. You motherfucker! What are you doing?
yeah,
I hate
that's
you.
How it ends up.
Yeah, then you go Indian style, and then the other guy's like, what the hell's this guy's problem? He's just exploding all of a sudden. No, you're just letting everything build up, all these violations build up, and then you're just exploding. You're like a parent who their kid is like, go to bed. Or you're telling the kid, go to bed. He's like, no, I'm not going to bed. And you have to plead with him and pull teeth, and finally you get him to bed.
I still make the mistake of reasoning initially.
Yeah, you're reasoning. Come on, it's a good idea to go to bed. Come on, you need to go to bed. Please go to bed. You're whining, you're pleading. And then the 10th day of pleading, come on, it's time to go to bed. No, I don't want to go to bed. Now you fucking get out a belt and a crowbar and you fucking break their bones and kill your child.
Yeah.
Now you've damaged the relationship pretty badly. So the point is, you're not nipping problems in the bud. Like if that person's like, hey, I say go to bed. And they're like, no, I'm not going to go to bed. Okay, come over here and get your spanking. I'm going to enforce my expectation now.
Yeah.
Instead of being that person, you are the passive guy, kind of pleading, doing things passive-aggressively. Please, why are you making me feel bad? Trying to guilt the other person. Why are you mean to me? Or reasoning, why can't you do this? This would be better if we did this. Instead of enforcing your expectation. Look, I expect this. If you're not going to do this, I'm not going to talk to you.
Yeah, I mean, I think sometimes also, like, I'm like, oh, maybe I should wait a little because I risk losing the friendship. But then I'm like, screw it, I don't want it to keep chaotic, and that's when I realize. Because there's always that risk that the other person, like, oh, alright, fine, I won't listen to you, we'll just do our own thing.
Yes, but you don't realize that everybody here in Manhood Academy is forced to be in a relationship, so it's either going to get better or worse. Which means you are not providing enough incentive for them to even want to listen to your expectations.
No, I'm not.
That's my point. So there are problems on your side in managing the relationship. You're not saying, look, here's the incentive. I'm going to be a bro to you. I'm going to help you out. You have so much knowledge because you've been a student here for so long.
Even if I want to be a bro to them, they want more than that. They want to have a fun time, like a lot more than just being a bro. Because I always try to lend my hand out to Torero, but a lot of people, but even like Torero, I hung out with him once. He doesn't really want to hang out.
Yeah, why doesn't he want to hang out with you? The same reason I don't want to hang out with you.
I don't provide enough incentive.
There you go. So I just answer your question with the same answer again.
Yeah, I think there's a confusion. Sometimes when you say managing your expectations, this is Blue, by the way.
Yeah.
When you say managing your expectations, sometimes I think Bogler and sometimes me comes across as punishing. Like
yes, a lot of you guys are like, oh, this is my first time in Manhood Academy. I learned I should enforce my expectations. So if somebody's violating them, I'm going to punish them. Like, I tell you to do this. Like DBP, I noticed DBP in the chat room for a new student would say, hey, motherfucker. Give me your Skype contact info. Hey, motherfucker, I'm an older student here. You need to listen to me. This new student's gonna go, who the fuck are you? Why the fuck should I listen to you? You're just giving me orders? What is DVP classically forgetting, which all new students forget?
Incentives.
Incentive. You have to be gentle. You have to meet their social need. They have to want to meet your expectation. You can't enforce an expectation until a person who's beeping.
Oh shit.
Motherfucker. Motherfucker violator. What are you doing? Are you getting naked over there? What the fuck is going on over there?
Hey, cut it out, man.
Big Al, mute your microphone for a second. Until you fix it, whatever you're doing.
Big L, mute your fucking microphone.
Okay.
Better.
God damn it. Speaking of expectation enforcement.
So imagine me and
Yeah,
DVP.
but look it. I know I can cut him off. I am providing him with a lot of incentive. I'm teaching him things.
You're providing a lot.
You are not doing anything to provide them with an incentive. So I actively know I'm giving him something. When I'm lecturing to him, I'm providing him with information that's valuable to his relationships. That's why people have Professor Plum posters on their wall.
Yeah.
They got Professor Plum worship going because they're like, oh, this guy really helped me out with my relationship. I'm giving him a lot of incentive. You are not.
Nah.
So when I tell him, what the fuck are you doing with your microphone, knock it off, it matters to him. My expectation matters to him because I'm an instructor. I'm giving him a free scholarship. I'm doing a lot of things for him.
Yes.
So what are you doing for the students in your relationships? Nothing. You're just giving them orders. Like DVP. Hey, new fucking guy, give me your Skype info. Do what I tell you. We're having a conversation right now. Is this guy, is DVP meeting the guy's social need? Is he providing for a social need? No. He's just making social demands. He's like a stranger coming up to a new student going, hey, new guy, give me $1. What's that guy going to think?
I
Who's this?
see the problem. Like, one problem I has, like, I'm thinking to myself, hey, I'm doing the right thing. I'm telling him that something good for him, but I keep forgetting. It doesn't matter if I'm telling him the right thing. If I don't give him incentive, he's not going to listen.
Yes. It's just like saying, hey, brush your teeth. That's
Yeah,
a good thing to
that's
tell
what I think.
somebody, but it's a demand on them.
Alright.
It's an expectation on them.
Yeah.
So if you're going to make a demand, you have to provide incentive for that demand. You need to make an incentive would be a justification, like, hey, brushing your teeth is good for you. It helps prevent cavities. Or you need to say, hey, I'm a buddy. I care about you. Let's hang out. Now this guy, he cares about me. Now brush your teeth, right? You're making that demand again.
That's the part that goes on. I do try reasoning, and then they like the
That's
time,
just reasoning. You're not providing an incentive.
Oh,
When
like
we
something
hang
like
out,
that.
do you get him a burger? Do you say, hey, I like your meal? Do you talk about your reactions to things? Do you create
No,
a...
I do not do enough of the reactions.
Well, there you go. So now you know the problem. Again, not motherfucker. Who is beeping over there? Big L, what are you doing?
Sounds like someone's fixing a hot pot.
Yeah, it sounds like somebody's in the fucking microwave.
Fucking microwave.
Big L, what are you doing?
I was in the middle of a living room. Now I'm going to have to do this shit through a closet.
Put your fucking mic on mute until you can sit still. Big L. Big L. Hello?
See, this frustrates.
Okay, see, here's how I enforce my expectation now. I hang up on Big L. See that? Problem solved. Now, I am the one in charge of the relationship because I didn't frustrate myself. You see this? Well, there's one violation. He's fucking wrestling around, right? I think it's solved. I say, Big L, knock off the fucking microwave. You shouldn't be microwaving my class. Now he's like, hey, by the way, I'm strolling through the house with my computer or whatever's going on. Yeah, I'm not caring about your expectation. I don't care about your expectation. That's what he's letting me know. Now I can either go, oh, Big L, why are you being so mean to me? Why are you making me feel bad? I can be passive aggressive. That's not direct. Or I can say, Big L, come on. Why the fuck aren't you getting with the program? Right? I can frustrate myself because I'm not enforcing my expectation. I'm refusing to do what?
Punish.
I'm refusing to punish. So, what do I need to do?
Big L's writing in the chat.
Yeah, fuck Big L. What do I need to do?
You need to punish and enforce your expectations.
Exactly. So what does that entail? You're violating my expectation. You don't get the benefit of class now. You don't get the benefit of my provision. You lose my provision. He just lost my provision. Thank you, Big L, for fucking up in class because you provided us with a great example, a real life example of how to enforce your expectation.
You're welcome, Professor.
Big L.
Yes?
You just lost out on the lecture today. I'm kicking you out of class. Do not rustle in class. Especially I told you one time already, and you fucking did it again. You're just strolling through your house while class is going on? Not fucking acceptable. You lost out on class today. See you later. You can listen to the podcast later. There you go. I managed my expectation. This is the part you guys are afraid of because there's the confrontation. Oh no, he's going to hate me. But guess what? I'm meeting his needs. So he's going to come back. Just like a girl, if you tell her, don't do that. She's like, why are you being mean to me? I hate you. I'm going to break up with you. And then 5 minutes later, oh, I miss you. Can I come back? Why? Because you're meeting her needs. So if I'm providing incentive to Big L, he has a reason to want to be in the relationship with me. He has a reason to meet my expectations. But if I'm just telling him, hey, Big L, don't do this, don't do that in class. Don't do this, don't do that. But I give him no reason. I just don't talk. I say, so, students, what's going on? How's it going? Yeah, this is class. And I don't provide him with any incentive to listen. Then what? He doesn't care if I kick him out of class.
Yeah.
My expectation is meaningless. Do you see the difference?
Yeah, we can see clearly when you do it. It's just replicating.
Yes, it's just practice now. There are all these things, all these classroom situations. See this? I'm forming a relationship right now. You guys don't realize it, but I'm working on forming a relationship with Big L. So next time he comes to class, what's going to happen?
He's going to behave himself.
Well, he better fucking behave himself. But sometimes they're going to violate expectations again repeatedly because they don't have the training to meet your expectations. For instance, Boggles. He's a very well-intentioned, well-meaning Indian guy, but he always fucks up. And I've got to punish him again. I don't like to punish Boggles because the longer a relationship goes, I like Boggles a lot. I have a deep affection for Boggles. But I realize if this relationship is going to go forward and I don't want Boggles to keep fucking up the relationship, I got to punish him if he's violating the expectations, regardless of how many times I've done it in the past. Now you can see these are kind of if I'm punishing him online, I'm telling him, hey, write a paper. That isn't really a real punishment. He really needs a spanking. He missed a spanking growing up. That's why he keeps fucking up. If I could just see Boggles and I could be like a drill instructor and say, Boggles, don't fuck it up, and he fucks up and I just punch him in the stomach, that would be a much more effective means of pain.
Yeah.
Because just telling him, hey, write a paper, it means nothing. So it's not a real punishment. So I'm kind of limited in the capacity of what I can do in this relationship because it's kind of artificial. We're online, meeting online, etc. And plus, he's an adult. If I were his parents, this is what a lot of you guys miss growing up, and a lot of people miss growing up, is the discipline. You miss the spankings. You miss the external discipline. So now you don't have self-discipline. If somebody tells you, hey, stop fucking up in class, if you have self-discipline, you can discipline it yourself. You can go, oh, fuck, I shouldn't have done that. Oh, I'm sorry, professor. You can fix your behavior immediately. But if you don't have self-discipline, if somebody hasn't externally disciplined you growing up, your parents haven't spanked you growing up and told you, hey, when somebody in authority is talking, you need to listen. Mm-hmm. If you don't have that capacity, it's much more difficult as an adult to do that. So you guys right now are adults. So you're learning the hard way. You should say, too bad, you're going to learn it. Not, oh, I wish I'd learned it when I was a kid. Me too. I'm in the same boat. Me too. I wish my parents had spanked me. I wish my parents had disciplined me. Now I have all kinds of other problems that result from not having that discipline. My bed isn't made this morning. Why? Lack of discipline. My house is somewhat messy. It's not as messy as some of the houses I can imagine, or like Bogler's car, but it's messy enough to the point where it bothers me because I don't have the discipline to clean it. These are some of the things that happen when you don't have self-discipline. Now, I do go back and I make it a habit now. For a big deal for me is my sink is always clean usually. It's like usually I like to keep all the dishes out. Whereas when I was growing up, there'd be like a truckload of dishes in there. No discipline. But I've gotten to the point where, hey, if I see a dish in there, I'm going to get it clean. And at the most, I'm going to let it sit in there for one day. And then everything's going to be out of that sink. That's a huge step for me in self-discipline. So, there's various degrees of dysfunction in you that'll be revealed in your relationships. Like, for instance, how you deal with other people. If you are not very self-disciplined in your relationships, you will let a lot of things slide like Bogler. Big L will keep fucking up. He'll keep pressing buttons on the microwave. He'll keep walking around the house. And Bogler will say, please stop that. Please don't do that. Please stop that. Come on, man. You're making me feel bad. So because he doesn't have the self-discipline to say, look, here's my expectation. I need to enforce it. Boom. Done. It's a painful thing to enforce an expectation, especially with a buddy. I like you guys. The more I know you, the more I like you. I don't like punishing guys I like. But I realize for the relationship to go forward, I have to. For this class to be meaningful, I can't let a lot of people fucking talk and distractions and all that shit going on. I can't do that. I'm going to post videos. I'm making a video right now of social interaction. You're going to see a lot of bad examples. You're going to see a lot of bad teachers. A lot of bad classroom management. Teachers going up to students and letting them talk back to them. Teachers letting students clown and yell in class. It's like such poor relationship management. No boundaries. No ability to punish. No willingness to punish. Oh, I don't want to make them feel bad. Oh, I don't want to feel bad. I don't want to feel guilty for punishing them. And yet they don't realize they're sabotaging the relationship because they're not able to enforce their expectations. And they're not meeting the needs. They're not providing. They're not providing for the other student. They're not meeting their needs. They're not giving the student a reason to meet their expectations. So you have to have a reason. Somebody has to have a reason to want to care about your expectations. So Boggles, that's why your relationships are not good with the other students. You are failing here.
Yeah.
So you need to work on that. You need to work on.
I'm trying and I'm not able to figure it out. I can keep
Well,
trying.
it's gonna take practice. You don't practice. You're a lazy fuck. A lot of students here are lazy fucks. They don't practice. So when you say I'm trying, my answer to you is you're not trying. You're
well,
not,
in my mind,
because,
trying is right.
yes, in your mind, trying is I feel effort. Your trying is exhaustion.
Yeah.
Is frustration. That is not trying.
That is trying to me.
That is not trying. To me, trying is you are doing daily expression posts. You are making an effort to give the other students incentive, positive incentive, meaning you are, hey, I'm a buddy to you. Here's what I'm giving to you. I'm giving you a reason to listen to me. You're not doing that part. Same with any other student here. They have different definitions. They have poor definitions. You have a delusional definition of trying. Trying is, oh, nobody's meeting my expectations. I'm frustrated. So I feel like I'm putting in a lot of effort. That's not trying to me. That is doing something dysfunctional and considering it trying. So a lot of you have delusional expectations, delusional views of your social competence. But again, we just look at the principle. Are you providing incentive?
No.
No. So your relationships, we don't need to ask. At that point, we know your relationships are going to fuck up. So new students especially, this is why we tell you, start contacting other students, start getting their Skype contact info, start PMing them. Like Terrero made a big step. Terrell is a guy who likes to be a class clown, likes to be a funny guy, likes to be Mr. Cool Guy. But his relationships with a student? Fail. So ultimately his clowny classroom behavior? Fail. So what has he done lately? He's taken an active step. A light bulb has gone off in his head. Now he's posting to other people's posts. They've posted something. He shared his reaction to their post. Like a lot of you guys will read a post and you'll go, oh, this is fucking amazing. This helped me with this and this, or it made me think about this and this. But it's all in your head. You don't take the time to type the response. Hey, person who made this post. Hey, DBP who made this post. Your post made me think of this. It made me realize this problem in my life, or I enjoyed this part of it. It really made me laugh. That is a validating response. That is like a pat on the back. That's like a hug. You guys got something from DBP's post. His post was really cool. You liked it, but you didn't give him a hug in return. So you failed to move the relationship forward. You failed to reciprocate in the relationship. You just took from the relationship, and you didn't give anything to keep the relationship going. So you failed the relationship. And as a result, DBP isn't encouraged to type cool things anymore. Nobody's responding to me. Fuck this. No posting from me. Fuck all you guys. You failed in the relationship. So, what is Terrero doing? He's now responding to other people's posts. And, even better, he posted in the student forum, hey, I need help with my schedule. Everybody here should be working with another student on keeping themselves accountable to their schedule, which they should be making. If you're not doing that, you're failing your relationship. So what has he done? He say, hey, people out there, I need 2 or 3 people to help me with my schedule, to be accountable to my schedule. This is not a significant thing for an average guy, but for a cool guy like Terrero, who's used to being like who's a super cool dude. For Brad Pitt, reaching out and saying, hey, I'm Brad Pitt, but I need your help. It's like a PSA for a relationship. Even a cool guy like Brad Pitt is reaching out for your help. What's an even better thing you can do besides just making a general announcement, hey, I need help with my schedule? What's wrong with that?
Students aren't going to respond. You could.
Why aren't students going to respond?
Because we're lazy.
Because they're lazy, number one. Number two, you're all nervous. You're all, you don't know how to run a relationship, so you don't know how to volunteer and initiate.
Also, why care about Terrero?
Why care about Terrero? There's no relationship to begin with. So what does Terrero need to do? What further step does he need to take?
Hey, you do this, I'll do this.
He needs our help, so he needs to reach out to us.
Yeah, he's already done that. He's saying, hey, people, help me with my schedule. What does he need to do?
Provide incentive.
No, what is he not doing?
He's not providing incentive.
No, what is he not doing? Okay, you're correct. He's not providing incentive, but what is he not doing in a more practical way? Hibernia?
He's not directly asking.
Yes, he's not directly asking. Instead of going, hey, anybody help me, he should just be going, who's posting on the forum? Okay, Hibernia's posting. Hey, Hibernia, here's a private message. Or, hey, Hibernia, here's a public post. Hibernia, I need your help. He's not directly addressing you.
Well, I think when he's more specific and the other person doesn't reply, he's gonna feel bad.
Too bad for him. Yeah. Too fucking bad. What are you gonna cry over it?
Well, we all we get butthurt for it. Like,
yes, you especially get butthurt, but you don't give incentives, so you're gonna keep getting butthurt. Yeah. You're not gonna not get butthurt just by sitting back. Oh, because everybody's gonna make me feel butthurt, I'm not gonna reach out to anybody. Right. The reason why you're butthurt is because it's your fucking fault. You haven't managed the expectations properly. Yeah. Everybody here comes incompetent. You especially, you're incompetent at a relationship.
Yes.
But I know this, so I don't go, oh, Bogler isn't meeting my expectations. Why not? Well, because he's fucking incompetent and I haven't guided him in how to meet my expectations. So as students here, you need to realize everybody here is incompetent, including you, which means you need to make the effort to go, here's what I expect, here's what you should do to meet my needs. You need to tell the other person how to meet your needs. You need to direct them. You need to tell them, don't do this and do this. Are you doing that? No.
No, not doing it effectively.
Well, you just answered your own question. So for Torero, he needs to go, hey, Hibernia, here's how you can meet my need. I'm going to address you directly. Here's how you can meet my need. Hey, Care Bear Stare, I noticed you were posting on the forum. Are you there? Hello?
Hello? Yeah?
Yes, I'm talking to you.
Yeah, I'm listening.
Hey, I noticed you were posting on the forum. I need your help with scheduling. Can you help me out?
Yeah, I can.
No, you're too busy. Tell me you're too busy.
No, man, I'm too busy. I don't have time for you.
Okay, well, fuck, I feel butthurt. But guess what? I'm going to the next person. Let's see, who's the next person on my list here? Hey, Tim Will. Tim Will.
Yep.
Are you there?
Yep.
Wake up.
Yes.
I need help with my schedule, man.
I'm here. All right, man, I'll help you.
No, you're too busy. You're too busy.
Sorry, man. I can't do it, man. I'm too busy.
Motherfucker. All right. Thanks anyway, bro. Trapezoid guy, you there?
Yeah, totally here.
Totally here.
You want help with your schedule?
Trapezoid guy, pay fucking attention. I need your help. I need help with the schedule. Can you help me out?
I'm working on shit. Sorry.
Ah, fuck. All right. Fuck. I'm so butthurt. That's 3 people in a row.
You gotta keep going.
I'm gonna jump off a cliff, or I'm gonna drop out of the academy. Hold on. I know this guy's ready. Blue.
Hello.
Hello. Blue, I fucking need help on a schedule. I'm gonna slit my wrist. I really need help on a schedule. Come on, man. Can you help me out?
I'd love to help you, but I have to go to 7-Eleven.
Motherfucker. All right, DVP. Hey, man, I need help with the schedule.
Nah.
No. DVP's smart because he realizes he doesn't want to help this guy. He's a new guy. Why the fuck should he help him? But he realizes, oh, I'm at a Manhood Academy, and I have a brain. And I realize if I help this guy out, it's going to further my relationship with him. And later on, I'm going to need his help. So, guess what? I am going to help him out with the schedule. So I'm busy, but I'm going to take the time anyway because I'm a Manhood Academy student. I'm learning how to create a relationship. So I'm going to go, hey, DVP, all these other fucking cocksuckers didn't want to help me with my schedule. Can you help me out?
Sure, bro. Let's do it.
There you go. Number 5. I got butt hurt 4 times and number 5 worked out. Guess what? Because DVP took the time to create the relationship, he's now got another resource. He's got access to all Blue's other relationships, his family, his friends. Guess what? All the other fuckers didn't realize. Guess what, Trapezoid guy, you didn't realize? Guess what, Trapezoid guy?
What?
My sister is a Tropicana Hawaiian model. She was looking for a guy's dick to suck, but since you didn't help me out with my schedule, she's not gonna suck your dick.
That's a bummer.
Yeah, it is a bummer. But guess what DVP's gonna get? Hey, DVP, thanks for helping out with my schedule. Oh, we've been brothers for so long. I want to introduce you to my sister. She's a Tropicana Hawaiian Sun model, and she wants to suck some guy's dick. Are you interested?
Sweet.
Oh, awesome. Oh, it all worked out for you because you took the time to create the relationship. You now have a relationship resource where these other lazy assholes didn't, and they suffered as a result. Now they don't have that relationship built.
Sweet, dude.
So, what is the moral of the story?
Who's got the hot sisters?
Hibernia? Yeah. I'm only going to help you if you got the hot sister. Hibernia, what's the moral of the story?
You should have offered money for your sister.
Anybody have DKO? What's the moral of the story?
The moral of the story is always start a relationship with the new students who need help.
Are you asking me a question?
No.
No. What's the problem with what you stated? Why don't I like that?
Because I wasn't being clear with you, direct.
Because I wasn't being clear with you, direct?
Very timid.
You're a timid fuck. And because you're not stating things, you're making a statement technically, but it sounds like a question because you raise your voice at the end. Because you're like, oh, I don't want to sound stupid in class. I don't want the professor to berate me. I don't want to give the wrong answer. But when you give the timid fuck answer and you make it into a question and you're like, Professor, is this right? Is this the right answer? That is more annoying. You are damaging our relationship. I want you to give an answer either I don't know, which is a definite answer. I'll accept I don't know, versus you trying to not be accountable to your answer. You have to be accountable to your answer, whether it's right or wrong. You have to learn to be accountable to your answer.
All right.
So, DKO, what is the moral of the story?
I don't know.
Now, you said it definitely, you're accountable to your answer. So I'm either going to go, DKO, you lazy asshole, pay attention next time. Or I'm going to say, DKO, great answer. But either way, you have to be accountable to that answer. You need to make a definitive statement.
Okay.
BZS.
He's not here. He dropped.
Oh, okay. Poor guy. Care Bear Stare. Care Bear Stare.
Yes.
What's the moral of the story?
Okay, the moral of the story is don't get butthurt
Yes.
and keep trying.
Keep trying.
Nice.
To do what?
Eventually, some bro is going to be free.
Okay, that's kind of like a sub-moral. Keep trying, the engine, the little engine that could. But what's the overall point I'm trying to get across here?
Well, I don't know.
Okay. Tim Will, what's the moral of the story?
If you give them an incentive for them to help you, they'll help.
Say it again, I'm sorry. I didn't hear you. Cut it in and
If
out.
you give them an incentive to help you with your schedule, they will come out and help.
If you give them an incentive to help you with your schedule, they will come out and help.
Yes.
Oh,
Nope.
Moral?
Trapezoid guy, what's the moral of the story? Trapezoid guy's out making a sandwich. Thanks for that note.
He made a text announcement.
Yeah, great. Blue, what's the moral of the story?
But the moral of the story is to don't hesitate to create relationships because you don't know what that might lead to.
You don't know what that might lead to. Also,
Exactly.
yes, that's one of the morals. What's another moral of the story?
The other moral of the story is to not give up.
No, that's the that's a non-moral to our story. That's too general. Keep trying, man. Keep trying. Nike will tell you that. Who cares? Boggles, what's the moral of the story?
Fail forward.
Fail forward. Keep going forward. DKO, what's the moral of the story?
I don't know yet.
We'll keep figuring it out because I'm going to come back to you. DVP,
All right.
what's the moral of the story?
Fail forward and don't be an asshole when somebody reaches out to you. Yeah.
Take the initiative. Take the initiative. Take the initiative. And what with the initiative specifically? What about that initiative? Hibernia?
I'm not sure.
What's that?
Sorry. Sorry, can I get the question again, please?
Take the initiative and do what specifically?
Oh, reach out to individuals.
Be direct. Be specific. The more direct you are, the better your expectation. You notice the expectation difference between, guys, help me, I need help with my schedule, versus Hibernia, help me with my schedule. What's the difference?
Well, you're making the individual accountable.
You're making somebody make a decision.
Yeah.
You need to be specific with your expectations so you cause people to make decisions. Tim Will,
Yes.
what's the moral of the story?
If you address the person by name, you will hold them accountable for.
Now keep going.
Tim Will.
Yeah. If you call them out by name, like, hey Plum, can you help me with this? As opposed to please help me with this. You are holding a person accountable for at least giving you an answer.
You'll make them make a decision. You need to make your expectations as specific as possible. Make your expectations as specific as possible.
Yeah,
This
that's
will
a
cause
problem.
people to make decisions.
Yeah, I have a lot of vague expectation that I can see the problem with that.
Yes, a lot of people have the expectation, hey, become more socially competent. This is a useless expectation.
You know what? You know what's funny? Sometimes when we have conversation,
Yes.
we'll talk about the principles, and we'll say, "You're not providing me with enough incentive."
Yeah, what the fuck
And
does
the
that
other
mean?
person's like, "What are you talking about?"
Yeah, that can, because most people, they're either going to say, they usually think positive incentive. Is it a negative, is it an incentive if I go, if you don't give me your lunch money, I'm going to punch you in the face? Is that an incentive?
Yes.
Yes, that's an incentive.
Yes.
But how do we know whether, if you keep it so general, hey, give me an incentive. Usually people think that means just give me a positive incentive. They don't even understand what the fuck they're saying. They're just calling out ebook terms. You need to be specific with your understanding because that leads to getting your expectations met. If you're not specific, if you're just like, hey, my goal is to improve, that's my expectation. What the fuck does that mean? improve? DKO, if I just tell you, hey, your goal at Manhood Academy is to improve, what does that mean to you?
It means to post more. Post more.
Post more. Very vague, very general. So you should just post the word hi 5,000 times over and over every day, right?
No, I should just post more expectation management posts and expression posts.
About what? Just volume? You're just looking for volume?
I don't know.
Yes, you don't know because you're not specific. You need to learn to be specific. This holds you accountable to what you know.
Well, from right now, it seems like no one in here is specific other than you.
Well, now you have something to work on. Now you know why I'm teaching Manhood Academy and you're a student at Manhood Academy.
Yeah, it's hard for us to be specific. We're still trying to figure out. Like,
no, it's hard for you because you don't practice. You're a lazy fuck. I thought we already covered this.
Yeah.
All right. DVP, what does it mean for you to improve, to get better at the academy?
Well, write daily expression posts with your candid reactions, make an EM report following the EM guidelines, doing it correctly with every interaction you possibly can, as verbatim as possible, and creating relationships with the bros every chance you get.
That's a much more detailed answer because his expectations are much more specific. So he has a better chance of meeting those expectations because he has a better chance of putting people to a decision.
Okay, so having a specific expectations gives you a better chance of actually meeting them. Yeah.
DKO.
Yeah.
What does it mean to improve at the academy?
It means for me to post expectation management and expression posts so I can become more candid with myself and more expressive and give more incentive to people, whoever I meet. And
what kind of incentive?
Good incentive and bad incentive. But
what's bad incentive?
I'm confused about the bad incentive part.
It's not good incentive and bad incentive. Punishment is still good incentive. It's punishment and reward are your incentives.
Okay, I see now. I get it.
Like I'm rewarding you, that's an incentive to do something, or I'm punishing you if you don't do something. That's also an incentive. Do this and you'll get a reward. Don't do this and I'll kick your ass. Those are both incentives. Those are both good incentives. You should have a punishment if you don't do something right, and you should have a reward if you do something right. They're both good incentives. It's just that we always think of punishment as bad. It's not a bad incentive.
So what's a bad incentive?
There's no such thing as a bad incentive. It's a necessary incentive.
What are you confused about, DKO?
What do I think about what?
No, what are you confused? You said you were confused about the...
Bad
no,
incentive.
he cleared it for me, though. I was confused about the bad incentive. But
Okay,
no such thing.
bad incentive. Okay.
No such thing, yeah.
So, clarify for us again. What does it mean to improve, then?
For me to improve means to be more specific.
You covered the posting your expectations, but you missed a major part, which is your major failing.
Expression.
Nope, covered that.
My passive aggressiveness.
Covered that. That's going to be in your EM reports. It'll come out.
My. I don't know.
Well, how's your relationship with the other students?
Not good.
How many times do I ask you that question?
Oh. A lot.
Why? Just because I like asking it?
No.
Why?
Because you want a response.
Because it's the fucking reason you're here. Are you here to learn how to write expression posts and EM reports?
No.
What are the point of the expression posts and EM reports?
To get my expectations met.
What is the point of getting your expectations met?
To be happy in the end.
How are you going to do that? How do you get your expectations met? What does that involve? Who is meeting those expectations?
It involves another person.
So, what does that require if it involves another person?
It requires reciprocation.
It requires a what? It starts with an R, too. What does it require?
It requires...
with the other person, something that starts with an R. And
relationship.
And rhymes with relationship. Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes. How are you going to do any of it? What is the point of posting if you're not going to get a relationship going?
There's no point.
There is no point. You might as well just fucking write on your wall. You don't need an academy to not have a relationship. That's a default position for you already. If you're not working on forming a relationship with other students, there's no point to posting. This is why I keep asking you, how are your relationships with other students? What the fuck is the point of posting? What, are you just going to be the newspaper guy just writing columns all day long? Who cares? Can't you write columns on your computer? Can't you write a blog? Can't you start blogger.com and just fucking start blogging about shit?
Yeah.
What is the point of doing that here?
To start a relationship.
Yeah. So why are you not talking to other students?
Because I didn't know.
So how many times did I need to ask you before you knew?
Infinity, man.
Infinity. Okay. Well, now do you have more of an idea of what the problem is and what you need to do to fix it?
Yeah, it's Crystal.
Good. All right. Let's see. I think we can cover maybe 2 more topics before we'll end this. Any questions before we go forward? Any questions? Okay. We go to the next topic. Dak Attack. Oh, Dak Attack, my arch enemy. Arch nemesis, Dak Attack. Anybody listen to the Dak Attack podcast?
The one where
the one where he was constantly justifying himself.
Yes, the constant justifying Dak Attack, my arch enemy. Anybody else listen to the Arch Enemy podcast?
Nope, I think I did.
No, he did. Okay.
No.
A lot of you guys that are not listening to the podcast are missing out on so much educational stuff. Trapezoid guy.
He's
still making a sandwich?
So, yeah, that's a big sandwich.
It's a long sandwich.
Oh, but
he's back, but he's now eating the sandwich. Put the sandwich down. You got 30 minutes left in class. Put the sandwich away. Hey, Trapezoid guy, did you hear the Dak Attack podcast?
I have not listened to it yet, but I have downloaded that sucker.
Good. Got to get to the podcast. So many answers are answered in the podcast. A lot of you guys are like asking questions.
On the podcast, no. Do I request those from you with a specific number?
The ones that are private, you can request from me.
Thank you.
Okay. So, or the shortcut. Actually, I'll tell you the shortcut later. Dak Attack. So we're on his, what is this? His EM report or is this EM? Expectation Management Report for Dak Attack. Okay. Dak Attack Expectation Management Report. Okay, let's cover it.
Which one? Which post?
Very top, page 1 of Dak Attack's EM report. You should just there's a link. The jump from the link is from the podcasting topics that we're on right now. If you go to the second post, it'll link right to his EM report. Expectation management section. First page of Dak Attack's EM report. Everybody there?
1 second. Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
Anybody not there?
I'm not there yet.
Get there. Let's go.
Boy, this guy loves to argue.
Oh, yeah. Like most of us.
Yeah.
Welcome to Manhood Academy. P.S. Sorry, I'm not a mind reader, so this vague podcast you're referring to isn't helping, bro.
Oh, yeah?
Arch enemy Dak Attack.
Oh, yeah.
You should make that his little thing instead of saying first pubic hair, arch enemy of plum.
Arch enemy of plum. Yeah, that should be his class rank. Page 1 of Dak Attack's EM report.
Okay.
Very top.
Very top.
I'm there.
Okay. Tim?
Yeah, this is Dak Attack's, Dak Attack's EM stuff. Is that the right one?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay, I'm there.
Tim,
Yes.
you're me.
Well,
Care Bear Stare,
Yeah.
you're Danny.
Okay.
gotcha.
Actually, no, yeah, that's fine. No, we had to do that last time. Strike that. DVP, you're
Strike
me.
what?
DVP.
Yeah.
DVP, you're me.
Okay.
Who was me? Who did I just assign me previously?
Tim.
Tim Willie.
Me.
Yeah.
Tim Willie,
Me.
you're head in
Yeah.
charge of brackets. You're team leader for brackets.
All right, for me.
Yes, for you. For everybody. For every bracket that you see there, you're in charge of the brackets. Let's see. Who else have we got in here that I haven't called on? Trapezoid guy. You there?
Yep, with a mouthful fit.
You're on Tim's team. You're on Tim's team for brackets. Blue,
Yes.
you're quality control.
I don't even know what quality control does.
After they talk about the brackets, you're going to either yay or nay it.
Okay.
You're quality control. You're the last line of defense. If they fuck up, you're the last guy in charge.
Okay.
Hibernia,
Yeah.
you're on the quality control team. You're under Blue.
Okay.
DKO.
Yeah.
You and Boggles are... Okay, DKO, you're on the first brackets team with Tim.
Okay.
And Boggles, you're on quality control with Blue.
Okay.
Okay, I bet who's going to be Dak Attack? Who's going to read the narration? Boggles, read the narration. Go ahead.
I've been busy with midterms and stuff, but things cleared up a bit, so I decided to get this done. I'm going to provide 2 examples. One of me with my old girlfriend. She's still my friend. We were hanging out today, and one about a trip. One about a trip to Costco with the same girl. Her name is Danny. In the first scenario, I am helping her study for a math midterm. She is getting frustrated because she is relying on me to guide her the entire way and thinks that she'll get somewhere by complaining and whining. Brackets, she used to. I gave up and did problems for her a lot of the time before.
Ironic that he's complaining about complaining when he's a complainer. Irony. Okay, Dak Attack.
If you actually tried to understand and think about what the math is saying, you wouldn't keep fucking up. Actually try to learn the concepts instead of just memorizing trivial examples.
Okay, before we even go on, is there any problem with what his demand is here? He has an expectation here. Is there any problem with this?
If you're actually trying to understand, I think
He's giving her an option.
he's reasoning with her.
Yeah.
Okay, there's even a bigger problem than that. Let's cover the brackets and everything, and then we'll go back to the meaning of what he's saying. We'll cover
Me
it.
stating my expectation that she is responsible about her learning. I mean, there is some sort of reason in there, but I don't explicitly see how he's saying the expectation that she is responsible about her learning.
Okay, ask your teammates. Who's on your team?
That would be... Who are you? Wes?
Trapezoid, yeah.
Trapezoid. Okay, Trapezoid, you're Wes. Gotcha.
Ask him, hey,
Okay.
Trapezoid guy, what do you think?
Trapezoid, what do you think?
Let's see here. Me stating my expectation that she is responsible about her learning. Did he state that expectation?
Implied or stated? Do you agree with the
he
brackets?
stated.
Do you agree with the brackets he put there?
No, I disagree.
Okay.
Right. Looks
What should be there? Come on, give me the answer.
like he's
Hold
trying to punish
on.
her.
Trapezoid guy, go.
If you actually try, I'm processing the information.
Say I don't know if you don't know.
I don't know.
That's a better answer. Okay, Tim, who's your other guy on your team? Who's the other guy on his team? Tim.
DKO.
Speak up, DKO. Wake up, man. Okay, say, wait. Tim, are you there?
Yeah.
Tell DKO to wake up.
Hey, DKO, what you got for this?
No, tell DKO to wake up.
Wake up. Wake
I'm
up.
awake. I'm awake.
All right.
Ask DKO if he was sleeping.
Were you asleep? Were you not paying attention?
I wasn't sleeping. I was not paying attention.
Tell DKO you don't want to hear his excuses.
Pay attention.
Tell DKO you don't want to hear his
Pay attention.
excuses.
No,
I don't want to hear your excuses. Pay attention.
Alright. Sorry.
All right, now,
Ask him what he thinks about the brackets.
in the first brackets, what do you think about it? Do you agree with his statement?
No, I disagree.
Why?
Because it looks like he's giving her options.
So what should be in the brackets? DKO, you need to give a full answer, which means, no, I disagree is part of the answer. What's the rest of the answer? Here's the reason why. You need to fill in that gap. Be complete with your answers. Go ahead.
Okay. I don't know.
You don't know. Okay. The first line of defense fucked up completely. Well, they didn't fuck up completely, but it was just all over the place. We gotta go to quality control. Who's quality control?
Me and Blue.
Blue.
Not you. I don't want to hear from you. Who's quality control?
Blue.
Blue. You're the leader of quality control. Hit it.
You know, I honestly, I don't know what should be in the bracket.
Okay?
There's an expectation, but it's very vague.
So you're supposed to ask me then. If you
Okay.
don't know.
Boggles, shut up. You're not in charge of quality control. Why the fuck are you talking?
I'm in his team. That's what I thought I was. You said
Yeah,
me.
you're not in charge.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Blue.
Blue. Tell Boggles he's not in charge of quality control.
Bogler, you're not in charge of quality
Tell
control.
him to shut
sorry,
the
my
fuck
bad.
up.
Yeah, got it.
But I'd like to hear your
Tell him to
response.
shut the fuck up.
So I want you to shut up until you hear me.
Tell him to shut the fuck up.
Shut the fuck up.
Tell him I don't want to hear your excuses.
I don't want to hear your excuses.
Just shut up. Tell him to just shut up.
Shut up.
Bye.
Just shut up.
All right, now, go ahead. Ask him, or either make your statement about what you feel should be in the brackets that you said you don't know, or I don't know if that was your complete statement, then call on your team members. Go ahead.
I don't know what's supposed to be in the brackets, but I have the feeling that the expectation that he has is very vague. Bogler, would you be able to help me out with this?
Yeah, sure. To me,
Hold on. It's not Bogler. Would you be able to help me out with this?
Uh-huh.
You're in charge. You expect something from Bogler. Say, Bogler, what do you think?
Bogler, I
This
need
is
your
not-
help. What do you think?
Right, this is not an option for Bogler. You're in charge of Bogler right now. You're responsible for Bogler. You're
Yeah.
responsible to me. That means Bogler is responsible to you. It's not, would you help me out? Would it be a good idea? Should you help me out? Bogler,
dude,
what is your answer
I think
for this?
it's.
hold on.
Uh,
Fuck. Tell Bogler to hold on.
Bogler, hold on. You need to hold on.
okay.
All right. You understand the directions, Blue?
Yes.
You're responsible to me. Bogler's responsible to you. Go.
Bagler, I need your help.
Okay.
What's supposed to be in these brackets?
To me, it's like inappropriately reasoning with her and stating vague expectation, or implying vague. That doesn't meet the EM guidelines, though. So, inappropriately justifying himself. I'm not sure.
Okay, Blue, go to your next
It's
guy.
a combination of two things. It's kind of like, I don't know, the EM guidelines are not clear to me because I'll make a compilation. Basically, I would want to say inappropriately reasoning with her, rewarding her with reason, and implying vague expectation, but that doesn't accurately meet the EM guidelines.
So maybe you should make a note in the EM guidelines, because you agree to the EM guidelines if you don't say anything. If you're not saying anything, I'm assuming you're agreeing with the EM guidelines.
Right.
So you need to make a note in the EM guidelines. You need to improve the relationship. You're not doing that actively.
No, I'm not. Those things frustrate me.
Well, they're frustrating you because you're not doing anything about them.
You know what? In these brackets, it says that he's stating an expectation, but what he's really doing is whining.
Who else is on your team?
Bagler.
There's somebody else on your team.
I don't know who it is.
Who is it?
Hibernia.
Wake up, Hibernia. Tell, hey,
I'm here.
sorry, Blue.
Hibernia, I want your input on...
Tell Hibernia to wake the fuck up.
Hibernia, I need you to please pay attention.
I was paying attention.
Okay.
Say, Hibernia, I don't want to hear your excuses.
Hibernia, I don't want to hear your excuses. You need to be ready.
Tell Hibernia to wake the fuck up.
Wake the fuck up.
Okay.
Now, go ahead.
What do you think should be in these brackets?
Well, I think he's punishing her rather than stating an expectation.
Okay.
All right, let's go through it. Let's see what's going on. If you actually tried to understand and think about what the math is saying, you wouldn't keep fucking up. Actually, try to learn the concepts instead of just memorizing trivial examples.
Okay.
Anyone
Punishing
chime
by
in?
scolding.
Hold on.
Anyone
Let me
chime
go.
in?
Let me go to DVP. What's up?
Well, it's an inappropriate justification at first sentence, and then he's stating an expectation. He's punishing her with a scolding. He's inappropriately justifying himself, then he's punishing her with a scolding.
Okay. Is there an expectation in there?
Yes. There's always an expectation.
There's always an expectation. Of course there's an expectation in there. But the important part is to realize sometimes, of course, punishing is going to overlap. Because isn't punishing overlapping here in this expectation?
Yes.
What's he
Yes.
expecting, first of all?
He's expecting her to learn, and just learn and get
Okay,
it right.
where's the punishment part coming?
Actually try to learn the concepts instead of just memorizing trivial examples.
So what is he doing?
He's punishing her by negative association.
No. How is he punishing her? Hibernia, how is he punishing her?
Scolding.
He's scolding her, right? Actually try to learn this. Don't do this. You're doing this wrong. Do this. He's scolding her. You wouldn't keep fucking up. What's that? Blue, what's that? You wouldn't keep fucking up.
Scolding.
Scolding her. Actually try to learn the concepts. Like she's not trying to learn the concepts. Actually try to learn this. What does he think she's trying to do? Not learn it?
Yeah, he thinks that.
Actually try to learn the concepts instead of just memorizing trivial examples. What is the real problem here?
He wants her to learn, but she's not putting in the effort. Or
He's
I
not.
guess-
No,
her
let's
properly.
see. Hold on. Tim Will, what's the real problem here?
He's trying to. He thinks he's staying in an expectation, but he's not giving her an incentive.
No. His incentive is he's the instructor giving her help. So what's the problem here?
He wants her.
He wants her to learn the concepts.
Yeah, but I
but
think he goes about it.
He's a poor
he
teacher.
doesn't.
Hold on, wait. Somebody said the answer. DVP, what?
He's a poor teacher.
DKO, what's the answer?
He's a poor teacher.
He's a poor teacher. He's not doing what, Mr. Care Bear Stare?
He isn't being specific.
He isn't being specific. Hey, what if I told Mr. Care Bear Stare, hey, Mr. Care Bear Stare, you're not paying attention to ebook. Just learn social interaction, and then you'll get it. What's the problem with that, Mr. Care Bear?
What the fuck are you saying?
Yeah, what the fuck am I saying? What is Plum smoking? Learn social interaction. Come on. Can't you just learn the concepts?
Which concept?
Yeah, which
Where?
concepts? I don't understand this concept. Explain the concept.
Well, it's like how we were talking about earlier today. We're not specific and clearly.
Yes.
That's okay.
Not specific. Just expecting things from dysfunctional people.
Yeah.
Everybody
Oh, yeah,
you got
I
to
do that all
consider.
the time.
You got to consider everybody is a dysfunctional Manhood Academy student, even in real life. You need to
Yes.
direct their behavior. You need to treat them like they're 5-year-olds until they can prove that they're not 5-year-olds. which means you need to direct exactly what they should be doing. You should be micromanaging them. So in this case, what is he failing to do?
Give her specific instructions about what he wants from her.
DKO, what should he be telling her?
Giving her specific instructions.
What should he be telling her?
Raise
DKO.
my hand.
DKO,
Yeah.
what should he be telling her?
You should be telling her specifically what she needs to learn.
Give me an example. You're talking to Danny.
I'm sorry, what? I can hear
Give me
you.
an example. You're talking to her.
Okay. You need to learn to do this function properly like this. X equals 1 minus 2 plus 3, and you need to pay attention to the way I'm writing it down so you can...
Right, he needs to take the steps that are necessary to teach it. He needs to tell her, look, write this down. Look, answer this question. He needs a demand of her to make sure... Why am I asking you guys questions, Hibernia?
To get specific answers.
Why do I want specific answers from you?
To improve expectation management.
That's a general answer. Too
To
general.
hone in on the problem.
To hone
So
in on
you
the
know
problem
the answer.
so that I know that you know what you're talking about. That's why I'm asking specific questions. I want to know that you know the material. I want to know that you've learned the material. I have expectations. My expectation is what? My general expectation for the class is what?
That we learn the material.
That you learn the material, that you know it. So how do I know that? If I don't ask you questions, if I don't make specific demands to meet my expectations. He is not doing this. Does he go, hey, what's x plus a squared plus b squared equals c squared? Does he demand that? Does he say, hey, let's go on to the next step?
No, he hasn't asked her a question.
He hasn't figured out what she knows and what she doesn't know yet. He's just making general statements and getting frustrated because he's not making specific demands to get his expectations and making sure along the way. Don't I make sure along the way that you know this before we go on to this?
Okay, so basically he's not getting to know his audience, like where she's at, like how much he knows.
Yeah, he doesn't know. There's no relationship for him because he hasn't taken the time to go, look, here's my expectation, and then figure out if she's violating or not and why is she violating it. Is she unable to meet it? Have I directed her behavior? Have I given her incentive to meet it? He's being very careless with his expectations. And he's even whining about it. What is he doing that he shouldn't be doing? Hold on, let me ask, Tim Willie, what is he doing that he shouldn't be doing in here?
He's applying frustration.
What's that?
He's being frustrating and showing it.
He's being frustrating or he's being frustrated?
Frustrated.
He's frustrated.
He's showing his frustration.
He's showing his frustration. That's too general. Trapezoid guy, what's the problem here?
He hasn't specifically stated his expectation, and he's pretty much...
Well, we already talked about that part.
Telling
We've
her.
talked about that part. What are we missing?
Yeah.
Hibernia.
I'm not sure.
Okay. Mr. Care Bear Stare, what are we missing here? What shouldn't he be doing here?
I mean, he isn't specific. We got that.
We got that part.
Yeah. So he isn't punishing her appropriately.
He's not appropriately punishing her also, but what else is he doing that he shouldn't be doing? DBP.
What, that he's doing what he shouldn't be doing?
Yes, what shouldn't he be doing?
Okay. He shouldn't be whining, and he needs to...
What is he being? There's a dash in between it. Yes, you covered it. You've covered the specific of it. What is he doing, Blue? He's being what? It rhymes with passive aggressive. Blue?
He's being passive aggressive.
Yes, that is correct.
That is a default setting for us.
Yes, he's being very passive aggressive. He's whining about it. Why are you being mean to me? Why are you being so bad? Why can't you get this stuff, right?
He's also not telling her what she should do.
Yes.
You're not leading.
He's not leading. He's not directing her behavior. Okay.
Okay. Anyway, so what goes in the brackets here?
Okay, now that we have the clue here, now let's go back to the guys that fucked up everything. We're going to go back to the first team. Who's the first team?
That would be me.
Hit it.
Trapezoid.
Okay, yo.
And DK.
Round 2, hit it.
All right, trapezoids. What do you think?
No, you first. You're the leader. You first.
Being passive aggressive. That's
What belongs in the brackets? If you don't know, say you don't know and move on to your team.
I don't know for sure. Trapezoid. DKL. What do you guys think?
No, one at a time.
Trapezoid. You there?
Yes, I am here.
What do you think? All right, what should be in the brackets?
Okay, I think we should say something about how Deck is being passive aggressive.
I don't know. I don't want to know something about. I want to know what exactly you would put in the brackets.
Passive aggressive, indirect expectation statement.
Next guy, come
I'm
on.
not familiar.
I agree with that.
Okay. Let's go, Tim Guy. You gotta direct your behavior. You gotta lead your group. Next team.
Blue, wake up.
Blue.
I agree. Being passive aggressive.
Anybody
That's
read
me.
the EM guidelines?
No, they're not very clear, but I would like to contribute.
Well, if they're not clear, whose fault is that?
My fault.
For not saying, I don't understand this part, or this part should be clearer. You need to improve the relationship. If I'm not clear, you need to say, hey, you need to be clear so I understand this part, or this part, I want to clarify this part.
Okay.
So what do you need to do after the podcast?
I need to make a post.
Yes, you need to make a fucking post. Exactly. Don't be irresponsible. All right. Blue, go for it.
Check that. What should be in the brackets is punishing by scolding, being passive aggressive.
All right.
Blue is in charge.
What do you think, Bogler? Am I
all right.
Wait, I forgot to tell Bogler to shut the fuck up.
Bogler, please shut up.
All right.
Tell Bogler to shut the fuck up.
Shut the fuck up, Bogler.
Okay.
Blue.
Who is on your team besides Bogler? Because you're going to call on him first.
I don't know the other guy.
Who's on your team?
Oh, Hibernia. Sorry, I forgot. Yeah. Hibernia, what do you think? Am I correct? I said being passive aggressive, and he's scolding. He's punishing by scolding.
Well, I would add inappropriately punishing by scolding.
Nice.
After not being specific in the expectation statement. Not stating expectations specifically.
Yes.
Blue.
Well, that sounds good, but I'm not sure if it's correct. So, Professor.
Do you want me to repeat that?
No, I'm just saying Blue. Just direct your team. Go to your next guy. Go to Bogler.
Oh, Bogler, what do you think?
Well, Hibernia's on the right track. I think a lot of times students, we forget to, we just think when we're punishing, we're doing the right thing. We also have to mention, in this case, inappropriately punishing and implying vague expectation.
But what should be in the brackets?
That's what I'm saying, inappropriately punishing and implying vague expectation.
Okay.
But then again, that 100% doesn't meet the EM guidelines because I don't think you can write implying vague expectation.
Okay. Well, number one, it's just an expectation. We know there's an expectation here. So we just say stating an expectation because he's kind of doing it in a roundabout way. What's his expectation, generally speaking?
For her to learn.
For her to learn, right?
Yeah.
Learn the stuff. I expect you to learn the stuff. So there is an expectation here. So we could put stating expectation.
Okay.
Now,
just go in the brackets, passive aggressive whining.
Yeah, what we could do, which would maybe be better, is to identify what type of expectation, because there's a difference between I expect you to learn. Well, actually, he is kind of stating that. He's kind of making the expectation that if you actually try to do this, da-da-da. So he's kind of saying, look, I expect you to pay attention to me to learn. Whatever. So there's some kind of stating expectation going on here. But there is some inappropriate punishment going on here, so maybe you want to comment on that I'm punishing inappropriately because I've not led the person to meet my expectations, or I am not leading the person or giving them directions on how to meet my expectations. So the punishment would be inappropriate. So you might say inappropriately scolding.
Punishing by scolding.
Punishing by scolding, and you could mention that might be inappropriate. Or you don't even have to mention it. You could just say that.
Well, but it is inappropriate.
Well, then you could say dysfunctional expectation. You could do it you could do it a couple ways. You could do dysfunctional expectation, right? He shouldn't expect this thing if he's not leading her. It's a dysfunctional expectation. Or you could say punishing by scolding, and it's inappropriate.
Okay.
Just something to let us know that it is not being done the correct way.
Okay, so inappropriately punishing by scolding and stating dysfunctional expectation.
But again, we're going to improve the EM guidelines because what? What's going to happen?
I am going to make a post, for example, now it's clearer that we can say inappropriate.
Right, so we will add that to the EM guidelines to give us a little more leeway to answer, what's going on in the bracket, so we can see, we can identify the problem. Okay, Danny, you're up.
Said that.
Danny. Dog.
Okay.
Danny, who's Danny?
Yeah, I am Danny.
Wake the fuck up, Danny.
So, yeah, excuse me.
Danny, what are you doing?
I was looking at the expectation.
Yeah, stop looking at porn, Danny. Get on here.
Tom, your voice is really low.
I'm sorry, I had to chase the doggy.
Okay.
Danny,
okay.
wake up and stop looking at porn. Let's go.
Okay. I just don't get it. I am a failure. I can't do anything right.
Brackets, guy.
Punish me with her whining, thinking it will get me to do the problems for her. Okay, first off, she is whining. But he does not know that she's trying to get him to do her problems. DK, DKO, do you agree with that?
Yeah, I completely agree with that.
Make DKO give a complete sentence. How about that? Say, DKO, I don't want to hear your one-word answers or your incomplete answers.
Okay.
No, tell him.
DKO, I don't want to hear incomplete answers or one-word answers. I want a complete sentence. I also want to know why you agree or disagree with my previous statements.
Excellent. Go ahead.
All right. I agree with your previous statement because it does look like she is whining right here. And when she says she can't do anything right, that also contributes to her whining. That's what I think. And thinking will get me to prove. That's all.
Trapezoid, do you agree or disagree, and why?
I think it's
Trapezoid.
whining. Yes, I'm here. I believe she's whining, and it's sort of justification. And I don't believe the thinking it will get me to do the problems for her is an accurate assumption.
Quality control.
So I think she's done.
Okay, I think she's punishing him with her justification. Because for him it's a punishment. So I would say that's correct. And she's justifying herself. Bagler, what do you think?
She's definitely punishing. I'm trying to figure out what the last part, if I should, to me, every time I see punishment by rejection, but here, is she rejecting what he's saying? Is she just ignoring what he's saying? She's kind of acknowledging it. So, I don't know if punishing by whining is in the ebook as one of the ways of, or in the EM guideline.
Okay. Hibernia, what do you think?
I think she's not meeting expectation and punishing and not meeting expectation. But I don't think the last part, thinking it will get me to do the problem for her, I don't think that needs to be put in.
Okay, well, I agree with that. I think he's doing some mind reading, but it might be right. But I think he's doing some mind reading. But what should be in the brackets should be she's justifying herself.
No, so punishing
and also punishing punishing me with her whining by justifying herself.
Okay, so basically, let's cover it here. I just don't get it. I'm a failure. I can't do anything right. Okay, so he's telling her, look, you should be doing this, and she's doing what?
She's not doing it. Yeah,
she's not doing it. She's basically violating the expectation. So she's just, whether you call it's a punishment. If she's violating your expectation, she's punishing you in some way.
But is she rejecting what he said?
Well, that's the termination, but the key point here is to know, if somebody's not meeting your expectation, they're doing what to you?
Punishment.
Well, so we know that. We know what's going on. There's a punishment going on, right?
I'm not clear if they're rejecting me, though.
That's not important. Pay attention. Okay. What is important?
If they're punishing me or not.
Yes. So if they're violating your expectation, what are they doing?
They're punishing me.
Okay. Now we just have to figure out how. Now it could be part scolding, it could be part rejection, it could be part this or that. Not important as realizing the punishment is going on, the violation of your expectation. So now we just need to kind of figure out what.
She's what type of punishment?
How is she punishing?
Yeah, how is she punishing? So we got to go to the ebook.
With whining and justification.
Well, we see there's obviously whining and justifying. I'm a failure. I can't do this. I just don't get it. I can't do anything right. What's this fall under?
Punishing by guilt.
Trying to guilt you, right?
There you go.
Somebody read the ebook. Who read the ebook?
Tim Williams.
MVP. That's my nigga.
Don't call me that just yet.
MVP. That's my nigga. You my nigga. You MVP.
If only I could do it in real life.
Okay, well, you're going to slowly learn how to do it. As soon as you get through enough of these, you'll just be able to go, boom, that's that.
Yeah, I like his answer because everything else was not meeting the EM guidelines, and then bam, he said guilt.
Guilting you, right? Yes. Punishing by?
Yeah. Guilt.
There you go. Very simple, okay? Let's keep it simple. We need to pay attention to the main point. There's a lot of things going on here, right? She stated an expectation, but what's the main point?
The punishment or rewarding is the main point.
Yeah, so why does he care about it? It's obvious in any social interaction, of course there's expectations. It might be okay to just identify hers and yours, but really the key point is not identifying hers. It's just when she's doing what?
Punishing us.
When she's doing what to your expectation?
Rejecting it.
When she's in relation to your expectation?
Punishing expectation.
Violating it.
When she's meeting it or violating it?
Violating.
So her identifying your expectation isn't as important as what?
Her
DKO.
Yes. It's not as important as her behavior.
Motherfucker, DKO. It's not as important as what, Trapezoid guy? Trapezoid guy, are you there?
What was that?
He went off to make another sandwich. It's not as important as what, Hibernia?
Violating expectation.
No. Him realizing there's an expectation from her is not as important as what? In relation to his expectations. Because this EM report is not about her, it's about him. So what's the important point?
He's not getting his expectations.
Obviously. But whether she's doing what? In relation to his expectations.
Should I answer?
Hold on. Let me ask, DKO.
Fuck.
Don't know? What's the answer, DKO?
I don't know.
Okay, that's the correct answer. DVP, what's the correct answer?
Whether she's meeting them or not meeting them.
Yes!
Yes. Meeting or violating.
Mr. Care Bear Stare,
Yes.
what's the correct answer?
The correct answer is whether she is meeting my expectation or not meeting my expectation.
Yes, or
It's more
violating
important
my
than her
expectation.
expectation.
Yes, whether she's violating it or she's meeting it, because then I know whether to reward or punish her. So, it's obvious that she does have an expectation. Identifying that is not the primary concern. What is the primary concern, Bogler?
The primary concern is whether she's meeting or violating my expectation.
Yes. Trapezoid Guy, are you there?
I am here. I had technical issues.
Technical issues. What's the primary concern?
The primary concern is whether or not she is meeting my expectation or not meeting my expectation.
So
If
is
she
it as important to
not-
identify what her expectation is specifically?
No, I need to punish her for not meeting my expectation.
Or
I don't know.
or reward her for meeting my expectation?
Okay.
If she's meeting it, shouldn't you reward her?
Yes.
Yes. So don't forget that. That's just as important as punishing for violating an expectation.
I should give her a treat.
Give her a Scooby snack. Okay, what's up, Bogler?
So I think we should add that in the EM guideline.
Well, it sounds like you have something to post in the EM guidelines
I'd
afterwards.
rather tell you now and then post it.
Well, I'd rather you not tell me now, because I don't want to hear you talking. I'd rather hear you doing.
Okay.
Who's
I
up?
have okay.
Next.
Clarify before I write it, though. Like, the problem I see...
How about we'll clarify it in the fucking post? Like a relationship. How about that? We'll go back and forth. You ever thought about that?
No, I didn't.
No, you didn't. Okay. Who's next?
I am.
Okay.
You're being a bitch. Teaching you is pointless because you don't try.
Okay. Sorry. First team.
Why is that so fun?
I like how he straight up punishes her right away. I like it.
This is so horrible, but go ahead.
Alright.
I'm laughing at the horribleness of his expectation management. Go ahead.
Punishing her with feelings of worthlessness, ignoring her. Alright, first off, he's not ignoring her.
Hold on. I can't hear. Go ahead.
Alright, first off, he's not ignoring her. He is punishing by scolding, yes. But the teaching you is pointless because you don't try, that means he's... That part, I don't know.
Oh, by the way, I almost forgot. I wanted to comment, yes, on the student, or I think it was Tim that mentioned in the previous one, that there's mind reading going on. There should be no mind reading going on in your post. It should be strictly observation. Unless you have some experience under your belt. But he's like assigning motives to her. Irrelevant. And you're not qualified to mind read yet, so don't even fucking bother with it. Alright, sorry, go ahead. I didn't mean to interrupt you. Go ahead.
Okay. So, yes, he is punishing her, but not with feelings of worthlessness. He's punishing her by scolding. He's not ignoring her, obviously, but teaching you is pointless because you don't try. He's frustrated, for sure, but I don't know exactly what that entails. Trapezoid Guy, do you agree?
I think that's a justification of some sort, and he should restate his expectation.
Okay. Are you giving an answer? Hold on, Trapezoid Guy. Are you giving an answer or are you asking a question?
No, I am answering.
Okay, so should you be going, I think that's a justification of some sort? Or what's wrong with that?
I think that's a justification, and he should restate his expectation.
Okay, what's wrong with saying, I think it's a justification of some sort? What's wrong with that?
Because that is a question, and I'm not exuding confidence.
No.
I'm not holding myself accountable.
Exactly. Do never say exuding confidence. We don't use such faggotry here. We talk in practical terms. You are not being accountable for your words. Forget about the Cosmo aspect of being a confident guy. Why is it a misnomer to even talk about confidence? Where does confidence come from?
Confidence?
Accountability.
No. Where does confidence come? Why do people act confident?
Confidence comes from competence.
Yes, you should be competent at something to be confident about it. So if you're incompetent, then of course you will not be confident when you're expressing something. So you don't need to talk about being confident. You need to talk about becoming competent.
Yes. The problem is those vague words don't get to the root of the problem.
Yes, the vague words. Be confident. That means nothing.
Because written mostly by chick advice only.
Yes, we don't want chick advice here. Okay, sorry, keep going. Who's up?
I wonder if it's our...
Hold on, shut up, Boggles.
Well,
Wait, whose team are we on right now?
Okay, we're on my team right now. Trapezoid.
Trapezoid guy.
said that.
Hey, Trapezoid guy. First of all,
Yes.
wait, I'm sorry, not Trapezoid guy. Tim,
Yeah.
Yes.
tell Boggles to stop fucking interrupting.
Boggles, stop interrupting with my team.
Okay, Tim.
Okay.
Tell
Hey,
Boggles he's frustrating Plum with his interruptions.
Boggles, you're frustrating Plum with your interruptions and the rest of the class.
Tell Boggles if he frustrates Plum one more time, Plum is going to take World War III action against Boggles.
If you interrupt again, Plum is going to give you hell.
Okay.
He's going to kick you out.
Alright.
Okay, keep going.
All right. Now, Trapezoid, you said, and excuse me if I don't say it correctly, that you said that he is punishing her by scolding. And what was the second part again?
I thought that was some sort of justification there.
And that,
By saying teaching you is pointless because you don't try, she's justifying herself.
all right, and you did say that what he should have done, which is,
Restated his expectation.
right. Okay, DKL, do you agree with his statement?
No, I don't agree. I think that when he says you're being a bitch, he's inappropriately punishing her because he's been a poor teacher since the beginning. And when he says teaching you is pointless because you don't try, I think he's just whining. That's it.
Quality control.
He's punishing her. Yeah, he's punishing her by scolding her. I think that's the only thing that needs to be in there. Bagler, what do you think?
Yeah, punishing by scolding and stating vague expectation. No, it's mainly punishing by scolding. And he's kind of stating, Blue, do you think he's stating an expectation saying teaching you is pointless? Oh no, that's just an observation. What do you think? Teaching you is pointless.
She's just punishing her.
That's still punishing. Oh yeah, okay. So punishing by scolding throughout.
Right.
So, not just scolding though. The first part he calls her a bitch. Is calling a girl a bitch scolding or more like ridicule or a negative association?
Yeah, punishing by negative association.
And then punishing by scolding. So he's punishing multiple times here.
Right.
So punishing by negative association and punishing by scolding.
Exactly. That's what I think should be in the brackets. What do you think, Hibernia?
Yeah, I agree with Bogler there. Yeah. I think the brackets should be two separate brackets.
I feel you can write it as one bracket, but have those two phrases in there.
Right. Punishing by scolding, punishing by negative association.
Okay, let's see. You're being a bitch. What's that?
Negative association.
Negative association, right? Saying she's like a
Could also
bitch.
be ridicule.
Oh, it fall under different things.
Okay.
Could actually fall under rejection too. He's rejecting her because she's being a bitch. So either one. But the main point is we're looking at the main gist of it, which is he's making an association. She's being a bitch. He's identifying the problem. You're a bitch.
Okay.
So you're being a hypocrite. You're being a bitch. Or you're being like these set of girls over here. You're being like girls I don't like. I want you to be like this. So it's making a negative association. That's the gist.
Okay.
Teaching you is pointless because you don't try. What's that?
Punishing by scolding. That's
Scolding you. You're not trying. Teaching you is pointless. Okay. What's the problem here? DPP?
Actually, we need to qualify.
DBP, what's the problem here?
He's not telling her what to do. Again, he's not telling her what
Yes,
she should.
he's holding her accountable for stuff he didn't teach her.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I think we need to add the word inappropriately punishing.
Inappropriately punishing. I think that'd be a good idea.
Because a lot of times I'm noticing that guys are inappropriately punishing and not realizing they're thinking, oh, I'm punishing, I'm doing the right thing. But in many cases, they're not realizing they're not leading and then punishing. So that they're not doing the right thing.
Yes, good idea. Mr. Care Bear Stare. Mr. Care Bear Stare.
Yes.
Agree
yes,
or disagree?
With what? Well,
Motherfucker!
I agree with DBP.
With what?
Many people said many things, so you have to tell me agree with what.
What I just said.
What you said, yeah, I agree with that.
Thank
What
you.
did we say?
What is that?
Yeah.
So vague.
Yeah, he said that Yeah, he said.
You're not a pimp
Jack
yet.
attacked-
You got to give a good answer.
Yeah, okay. So what's the question?
Motherfucker.
There are many questions. What the question is? Question.
The
Do I
last
agree or
one.
disagree?
The last one. The last thing I said.
So I should repeat what you said.
Yeah, how about that?
Yeah. You.
I should repeat or you should repeat?
You should.
Now you got me flustered and frustrated. I don't even know what I said. Anybody remember what I said before this pimpin' just went pimp mode on me?
You said
I know. I just need to take a breath. I'm laughing at my stupidness.
Okay,
So,
thank you.
You said that Dak Attack needs to specific here. He is doing the same what he did earlier in the first convo.
What?
Yeah, that's what. Yeah, you said.
Can somebody translate him into English? DBP, can you translate into English what's going on here?
Yeah. He's basically what he should say is that he's inappropriately punishing her because he didn't tell her what to do, and he's punishing her with negative association and then a scolding.
Do you agree or disagree, Mr. Care Bear Stare?
I agree. I agree.
We're going to leave it at that. Let's keep going.
Yeah. So, next up is me. No, I don't try because I'm a failure and suck at everything. Bracket guy. Tim Williams.
Timmy?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, what? Come on.
Punishing me with trying to justify her bitch behavior. Yeah, she is trying to justify herself.
Let's go.
Trying to justify her bitch behavior. Sounds like she's she's not meeting his expectations. Obviously, she is trying to justify why she's whining. And I think he got it at this point. DKO, do you agree or disagree?
I agree if you said that she was whining. And I also think that she is... Well, I was going to say that I thought she was ignoring his expectations, but I'm reading over what he said and it doesn't look like... Well, yeah, there was. So, she is ignoring his expectation. And she's whining. That's it.
Did he state his expectations earlier?
His expectation was, I think, implying that he didn't want her to be a bitch. And she just ignored it and kept whining and being a bitch. She did.
Trapezoid guy. Do you agree or disagree, and why?
She is justifying her behavior by whining. The expectation was that she needed to learn these concepts, and she's just not meeting that.
Quality control.
Okay, well, as far as what should be in the bracket, because she's not meeting his expectations, it's a punishment. So I would say punishment by justifying her bitch behavior.
Oh, look at this smart guy. There we go.
What do you think, Bogler?
I don't know why Plum said correct for that, because I think it should be punishing by disagreeing. She's saying no. I don't think that one of the guidelines says punishing by justifying bitch behavior. Maybe.
I'm saying yes to, I'm saying smart guy because he picked up the main point, which was punishing. Just violating his expectation.
I want to get the whole thing.
Yeah. Okay, keep going.
Punishing by disagreeing.
Okay.
That's it.
Hibernia, what do you think? Do you agree with Bogler?
Not really. I think it's the same as the previous answer where she was punishing by guilt and
okay, good
not
one.
meeting expectation.
Okay.
I think it's a double again.
Let's
punishing
see.
by disagreeing.
Right.
And cheating.
Okay, let's see. No. What is no?
Disagreement.
Disagreement. No, I don't try because I'm a failure and I suck at everything. What's that?
So Bogler's right. Punishing by disagreeing and punishing by guilty.
Yes. So, what should be in the brackets then?
Exactly that. Punishing by disagreement and punishing by guilty.
There you go. Does he need to say this trying to justify her bitch behavior?
No.
Why not?
Because she's not trying to justify herself.
She is trying to justify herself. Well, why shouldn't that be in there though, in the brackets?
It's not specific.
Hold on. Let me ask DKO.
Yeah.
Yeah, what? Give me the answer.
I mean, because
I don't know. That's the correct answer. Trapezoid guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, what?
So
Answer the question.
I'm answering. Let's see.
Do it.
Yeah, she is punishing by not meeting the expectation.
No, I'm asking
and
why. No. Listen, I'm asking why is trying to justify her bitch behavior. Why doesn't that belong in there?
Because that's wrong.
Yes, could you elaborate on that?
Yes, that doesn't belong in there because he should have typed in that she was not meeting his expectation and then whining to justify.
DVP, why shouldn't that be in there? Trying to justify her bitch behavior.
Because he's not saying it's a punishment. He's
There
not
you go.
specifying what kind of punishment it is, and more importantly, he's not even saying it's a punishment, period.
What's the important part to realize, Boggles?
The important part to realize is whether she's meeting or violating his expectations. And in this case, she's violating his expectation. That is the clear part that needs to be identified.
Yes, so what does this need to be in there trying to justify her bitch behavior?
No.
No, because that is like later on. But the main thing is the violation. So no, it doesn't need to be there.
Yes, and yes, she is violating his expectation, but when is it important to justify or to identify a justification?
When it's on your part.
Yeah, when it's on your part. That's the important part. When it's inappropriate.
That is clearly mentioned in the
It isn't. So what it needs to happen?
I need to make a note of it.
Yes, motherfucker, you need to make a post about it. This is exactly what you should have been doing in the first place.
Yeah, it's getting clearer.
Good. I'm glad it's getting clearer. Yes, Blue.
Sorry, can I just
Or Hibernia. Who wanted to say that? Blue or Hibernia?
Blue.
Blue.
Was first, then Hibernia wanted to say something.
Blue, go ahead first, and then Hibernia second.
Oh, you guys just mentioned it, so
Okay.
It's a lot more clear.
Okay.
We should only pay attention to justification when it's on our part.
There you go.
Justification
Yes.
on their part is irrelevant. It's whether they're punishing or rewarding us.
Yes, Hibernia, is she justifying herself here?
she is justifying herself.
Yes, but is it important to mention?
No.
No. Okay. Go ahead. What did you want to mention, Hibernia?
Yeah, I don't think she is disagreeing with him because she's not saying no that he's.
She's not disagreeing with him?
No, she's not.
Yeah.
Does everybody agree with that or disagree? Let me see. Trapezoid guy. Trapezoid
No,
guy.
I don't
Trapezoid guy. Is she agreeing or disagreeing?
She's disagreeing with the guy. She's saying, no, I don't try to do this, but it follows with justification. But that's irrelevant at this point.
Yeah,
because
but
it's
she
not.
is disagreeing with this guy. Why do you say that she
disagreeing.
isn't?
She starts with the word no.
No, that should tell you. That's the first clue right there.
Wait.
Yes.
She's
The
saying
word-
no.
Hold on. Hibernia, go ahead.
Hey,
Okay, well, he's saying teaching you is pointless because you don't try. And then she says, no, I don't try. So she is agreeing that she's not trying. But then she's
Yeah,
justifying
exactly.
why she's not trying.
He's
Okay,
saying-
look at-
But he did say, look at the context though. He says, you're being a bitch. Teaching you is pointless because you don't try. Then she says no. So he's not just disagreeing with the second sentence. She's also disagreeing with you're being a bitch.
No, I don't try because I'm a failure and I suck at everything. No, I don't try. If she's making a justification for her behavior, he even identified it for us. If she's making a justification, what does that mean? She's trying to say the reason for this thing she's doing. She's not agreeing with that. You don't make justifications when you agree. For instance, if I say, stop fucking up in class, Bogler, and Bogler says,
No, I'm just trying to, say what I want to say.
see, what is he doing? He is disagreeing with my punishment. He's saying, no, that's wrong. But if I say, Bogler, stop fucking up in class, and he says,
I'm not fucking up.
no, you say the opposite. I say, stop fucking up in class, Bogler, and you say,
Okay, alright, I'm sorry. I'll keep that in mind.
is that a justification?
Yes.
Is he disagreeing with me?
No.
You're not, first of all, the first answer was wrong. It wasn't a justification. You're just agreeing with me. I'm going to stop fucking up in class.
Okay, I agreed. So when I'm agreeing, it's not a justification.
You're not
Okay,
justifying you're not
Really?
justifying your behavior.
That's only when the justification comes in every time.
Is that clear, Hibernia? Do you see the difference?
Yes. Yeah, it's, if she's justifying, then she's disagreeing.
Yes. No justification. You're just saying yes. You're just agreeing with the expectation.
Okay.
Anybody else not clear on that?
Yeah, we're clear. Hey, Plum.
Yes.
So did you also say deep attraction cannot occur unless we express our disagreement?
I didn't hear the first part.
Did you how you say you have to tell a girl no?
Yes.
So you can also say attraction or deep love can't occur unless we express our disagreement.
Yes. Well, a disagreement is one form of it, but
Right.
unless you could put the limitation on the boundary. So she's going to violate your expectation at some point. You need to punish that violation. If you cannot punish, you are not setting the limitation. You are not enforcing that limitation. Like some people say, here's my rules for the relationship, but they get violated and they don't enforce the rules. So those rules become meaningless. Those rules need to be enforced by punishment. And then they also need to be enforced by what?
Reward.
By rewarding when they do meet your expectations. Yes, you need both sides. But most importantly, well, I shouldn't say most importantly because you need both. But a lot of guys forget. If you can't enforce that expectation, not going to have that deep love.
Is that why, like at the academy, I noticed you focus so much on the punishment aspect, like getting your balls back. I think guys forget about the reward, and I think you're just kind of using like a shock therapy of sorts to kind of just.
Well, no, because the main point is most guys just don't have expectations they enforce. So that's the main problem when they first come here.
Okay.
But they need to learn also to reward because they don't reward properly. But the main point is they get their expectations violated left and right. So I always emphasize first the punishment part. But that doesn't mean I'm just neglecting the reward part. Of course, you need to provide that incentive, but they don't realize that because I harp on their main issue, which is the lack of enforcing their expectation, the lack of addressing any violations of their expectations. And even they don't.
The impression I got when I first came to the academy was just it was all punishment.
Yeah, because
it's to me it seems like it's easy for guys to like learn the concept of punishment. Like once they learn it, they're like, oh, I know to punish. Okay, I got to punish. But then the other end is the harder part.
Yes, both are important, but I can't address both at the same time without because they're already initially ready to bend over backwards and meet the other person's expectations. So they're already ready to reward. They're already like their hips on, ready to give a chocolate cake whenever necessary, or not necessary, but just at the a drop of a hat. Oh, here, let me get you this. Oh, here, let me buy you dinner. Oh, here. They're already ready to reward.
But that's not a proper reward, though.
Right, that's right. It's not.
Yeah, you need to be conveying your reactions and not buying her chocolate cake.
Well, chocolate cake is a reward. If you meet her provision, her food provision, that's a reward.
Yeah, but that doesn't really.
It's just not rewarding appropriately.
Yes. Well, and also, what's the difference if DKO buys her a chocolate cake and I buy her a chocolate cake? That is still not a proper reward.
It is a proper reward if you're trying to form a relationship. Like if I just meet you and I go, hey, Boggles, I want to hang out with you. I'm going to get you some dinner.
Okay, but I didn't get to know you. So even though
we're starting out, this is me getting to know you. So I'm giving you some incentive. It's just like me talking to you. When I first talk to you, I don't need to talk to you. I don't need to go, hey, Boggles, how are you? I'm fine. I like this and that. I don't need to volunteer information about myself. That's giving you a chocolate cake. You didn't do anything to deserve that. But I'm initiating a relationship, so I'm giving you incentive.
Okay. Well, I was trying to differentiate between rewarding by buying people things and
the issue isn't buying or not buying. The issue is giving unmerited rewards without like getting no reciprocation back. Like if I just keep giving you $100 bills and you give me nothing in return, the problem isn't me giving you the money, it's you're not giving me anything in return. There's no reciprocation.
Right, so if the girl's not giving you ass, why are you going to pay for her dinner?
Yeah, so in the beginning, you're going to give her some unmerited pleasure, some kind of reward. You're going to say, hey, I think you're beautiful, I think you're gorgeous. You don't have to say that. You can keep it to yourself. But you're trying to form a relationship. You want to give her some incentive.
Okay.
Now, you don't need to buy her stuff, is my point. Also, that you don't need to go, say, here's $100 bills, here's a $100 bill, here's a free $100 dinner, will you like me?
Okay, here's what I was trying to say. Most guys, when you say reward, they don't know how to reward by conveying their reactions.
That's a different type of reward. There's also a reward where you can buy stuff. There's different rewards.
Okay.
They need to learn how to reward, not just a different type of rewards.
I mean, all of us are coming in here. We're not able to reward each other because we can't convey our reactions properly.
No, you are able to reward. You just don't know when and how. Like you don't know, well, does this person deserve a reward? You'll just reward arbitrarily. That's not a reward. That's you just giving stuff away.
Okay.
A reward means they earned it. You don't know how to get to you don't know what justifies the earning part. That's the problem. Not the fact that you don't know how to give something.
Okay.
And also the other part is giving something, right? It is giving something like you don't know, well, this person, I want to give them a reward. They made me feel good, but I don't know, that I should give them something. Or I should, I feel like I should express gratitude, but I don't know that. I don't know that I should go, oh, thank you for that. Or here's a handshake, or here's a high five, or something.
Okay.
So it's not necessarily the fact that they know. It's very easy to teach the fact that, if they give you something, you should reward them. But how to reward, when to reward is the tougher part.
Yes. Okay.
It's not always just, I should give them a $100 bill. Sometimes it's, I should give them a hug. I should acknowledge them. Sometimes it's, I need to express my reactions to things. I need to give a justification for my action. Those types of things. Those are various types of rewards.
Okay.
Appropriate to the situation that it calls for. Like if somebody gives you, somebody says, thanks for that. Thanks for helping me with that thing. Or no, if they say, here's how to fish, right? Here, you just cast your line, you bait your hook this way. You're standing next to somebody in the stream. Should you go, oh, okay, thanks for that tip. Here's a $100 bill. Is that a reward?
It is.
It is.
It's not. It doesn't seem appropriate.
Yes, it's overkill. It's not merited.
Okay.
So do you see? There's different aspects to this rewarding thing that you guys are learning.
Okay.
So a lot of you guys are just like, a girl says hi, and you go, oh, hi, back, here's $500.
Okay. Oh, you're right. We start over rewarding right away. Okay.
Can we go? Can we finish this fucking thing? We should be done.
We can now. I was wondering if
We're over time. I'm sorry. We're gonna have to finish this one. So table this. This is the one we're gonna finish. But I think we kind of get the gist of what's going on here. We see the gist of the problem. I think the other stuff is kind of following along this line. So we'll try and finish this report up on the next podcast. But we've gone way over. Next time Next time we go to the 12-minute mark or the 12-hour or over the 2-hour mark, somebody just tap me on the shoulder and say, Plum, I need to go pee or something, or we need to stop. Because I want to stop. I don't want to go over 2 hours generally.
Okay.
All right, guys. Any other questions before we finish?
Can you assign like a buddy for me to write this post, like DBP or DKO?
A buddy for what?
To make an addition to DM guidelines.
Are you fucking kidding me? Have you been listening to any of this podcast? Do you want me to tie your belt for you too after you take a piss?
Okay.
You want me to hold the fork for you when you eat?
Gotcha. I failed again.
Thank you. Okay, thank you everybody for joining us. This was a great class. I love doing the EM reports with you guys and splitting you up into groups. I like seeing you guys practice real life expectation management. Again, I'm going to ask you, if you're at the academy and you're pulling a DKO and just posting and not forming your relationships, I'm going to ask you, what question?
How was your
How
relationship?
about your relationships with other students?
Yes, I will ask you, how are your relationships with your other students? Why will I be asking that, trapezoid guy?
Because we're here to foster and build relationships.
Yes, you're here to learn how to do that. Exactly. You're here to learn, and the first place to learn is with who, Care Bear Stare Guy?
Is he gurgling as well?
Motherfucker! Are you trying to out-pimp me again?
No, I'm here.
Motherfucker!
Hey,
I'm trying to close a podcast.
It sounded like you were gargling.
Oh my god. Okay. What is the answer I'm looking for?
Yeah, repeat the question.
Oh, motherfucker. DKO, can you answer the question, please?
Students.
Students. The other students. Thank you.
DQ.
You're very
I'm
welcome.
surprised, Mr. Carey Bear. You're a bright guy. I'm surprised.
He's Indian. He's got the Indian syndrome.
Yeah, I
Okay.
got the Indian accent, but
Yes.
I'm not Indian.
You're Indian to me. Thank you very much for joining the podcast. I appreciate all the students being here, as always. We'll see you next time.